All right, we are back for the next session of Red Skies, Tuesday night edition. That sort of implies that there's another edition, which no one can see because it's a private set of videos on my channel. But there is another edition. Last time you guys witnessed the last time you guys were right at the aftermath of fighting the ghouls on the ship. And you kind of watched as a couple of the guys rowing a cargo boat continued to try to get away, and then maybe about 10 minutes later they disappeared under the water. At the same time, you guys became vigilant for the rest of the night, because trying to leave the shallows at this point in time would probably be foolhardy and reckless. I guess you could have tried to do it if you wanted to. A lot of disadvantage roll. And by morning, nothing had happened, except that Rhux had a dream. At least he thinks it was a dream. Maybe it was a vision. He's not 100% sure, but it seemed to have been given to him by his god, giving him some kind of portent of some strange creature and an obsidian alucard, made of stone. What that portends, I will be clear that you were pretty sure that all of that vision took place underwater, by the way, as an FYI. If it wasn't clear before, it should have been. And he awoke as morning approached with all of you guys. Morning awoke, True started to get in the ship ready to get the hell out of there. You guys noticed the cargo in the boats across the way and instead said, hey, hold your horses, let's go take a look at that. Kind of getting some of that cargo, you found some of it was iron, some of it was gold, and so you continue to try to go find more of it, given that there was a capsized boat further on. With all of that, you guys were able to find many bars of iron and brass and gold and silver, in fact, all part of the summary that I've given you guys. As well as salvage the two cargo boats. While you were doing that, Rat noticed that there was a ship near some rocks about 4, 5, maybe 6 miles away. And at a certain point, you guys decided that maybe it would be worth your while to go check that out, since it hadn't moved during the hour that you guys were salvaging the crates off the seafloor and the boats and that sort of stuff. Doing that, you guys rode north for about 40 minutes or so, checking things every so often. Eventually, Dresd'a and Rhux kind of swam forward and found that at least the edges of the boat had some blood spatters all over it, and the boat seemed to have no one aboard it. Getting on board the boat, you sure enough, it definitely looked like there was some kind of battle. There was blood stains on the deck. There were scratches, as if the same thing you'd seen from the ghouls the previous night. And no one to be found. No bodies, not a single thing. Weapons scattered about, but no bodies. Searching the ship, you guys found that the captain's quarters was broken open and had been smashed through, like somebody was searching for something. You guys found that on the second deck, it looked as if people had been there recently, but most of the stuff there was just the typical things that sailors might have. But you were able to salvage several days' worth of food. And then finally you went to the lower deck where you found that there were more of the crates that you guys had delivered for Jeff for Hawkwind Trading Company. But as Hylough went to go check them out, he tripped a tripwire, which set off three explosions, knocking 3 holes in the bottom of the boat. Definitely looked like it was intended to scuttle it, even though he and Dresd'a did take a little bit of damage from the nearby explosions. You guys then spent the next 10 minutes trying to, find anything you could that can be perishable if it went into the water, which included a note, a partially burned piece of paper that turned out to be a note of some sort. The note seemed to imply something nefarious going on with the ship and with the cargo that you guys had gotten to here and then was taken to this particular ship. And about 10 minutes later, the ship had settled down and sank beneath the waves and settled down near the rocks, the promontory rocks that were out next to it. Waiting for the sand there to settle a bit, Dresd'a happened to notice an older wreck not too far away, maybe 50 feet further to the west, in the beginnings of a canyon. So you guys decided to check that out. Heading down there, you addressed everybody kind of got close, checked the size of it. It seemed to be the four castle and like the
foxhole,
the front third of the ship, but buried deep in the sand, with just maybe basically the cabins sort of on the top of that forecastle, visible to you. So Marcus, Rhux, Dresd'a, and Aaron all kind of went down into there, and when Dresd'a went to go inside, an inky black cloud of I don't know, ink came spurting out, and some creature went by her. They started a fight. The fight lasted for, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, where you fought a couple of giant octopi, as well as a pack of reef sharks. It turns out that the reef sharks had some strange aberration on them, that when they bit you, these tentacles near their mouths latched on and started to suck your blood and life essence from you. They were able to do this quite a bit on Dresd'a, as well as a little bit on Iylis, as actually Iylis got caught by an octopus who also had the same problem.
Yeah.
Rhux also got latched onto, and he heard the whispers that were very reminiscent of his vision. And these tentacles, while shorter, seemed also very reminiscent of the tentacles that were on the large creature that he saw in the vision. After a little bit of fighting, you guys were able to prevail, although Dresd'a looks much worse for the wear. And there was some discussion about potentially heading back. However, you noticed that there was a bit more of the wreckage just a bit further south, going where one of those other giant octopus came out. Going through that, you guys were able to find that it was basically just the captain's cabin. So, you know, if you think of the stern castle, and on your ship, it's a piece. It was basically just that, like it had just broken off the top of the ship, and it was right there. Looking through there, most of the stuff had rotted and deteriorated, but at one point you did find a rusty iron key in the sand and silt. While coming out, Marcus happened to notice that there was some kind of bluish gray light that kind of, I wouldn't say flashed, it kind of shone up and then faded away further down in the murk, further down the canyon in the seaweed and the plant life. Heading down that way, about 150 feet later, you guys came upon the mid portion of the ship, wedged in between the two sides of this canyon, and that is where we pick up our session this time, where I bring this up. And I have sort of fixed the ship versus the non-ship, and I did forget to put everybody in here. That's just dumb. All right,
I'm here.
You're there. So is Aaron, because I was testing things with that. But Dresd'a's down here. Hylough is up on the boat. Same with Praedyth and Lewis. Rhux is down in the water. Marcus is in the water. And that's everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So we'll pick ourselves up here. You guys in the boat, you're technically about 50 feet up at this point in time. The bottom of the water, the bottom of the canyon is about 50 feet down. Just as an FYI. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
So I'm going. It's been about an hour, right? I'm close to the hour limit for my gym.
It's getting kind of close to the hour limit, yeah.
So I'm going to point up and head back up to the ship after.
Well, the cargo boat, but yes,
the cargo boat. Sorry, yeah, the vessel where everyone is.
Huh?
Cargo boat.
So that place that the octopus came out, is that what you said that looked like just a captain's cabin?
Yes, yes. Well, there's two octopus. One came out of the cabins in the forecastle that you were about to go in. The other one came out of what was sort of the captain's cabin, yes.
Okay, did we ever end up searching it?
Yes, that's where you found the key.
Okay, all right. Just double checking.
Yep. So as you came down through the canyon, through the seaweed and the plant life, you noticed a large portion of the ship wedged in the thing here. as you can sort of see on this map. And it's overgrown as well. Again, sorry about the maps not having vegetation on them. There should be lots of vegetation here in the thing. Time constraints and all that. Looking through there, you can see that the ship is kind of wedged down in there. You can see sort of the main deck, but you can see parts through it, like the decking itself kind of came off. And as you were coming down through the canyon, you could find, you know, parts of the decking and the hull and stuff like that. There are a couple of holes into the hull, but the main entrances into the hull are the two spots on the fore and the aft where it seems to have broken off from the main part of the ship. And it's very clear that the front part is where the forecastle broke off. And you can see that the captain's cabin clearly broke off part of the back, although there's still a little bit here on this main portion. That would be sort of this thing right here. Yeah, there we go. So there's definitely some stuff that you can look through here. But as Marcus just said, he motions that he's going to go up. What do you guys do?
When Marcus gets up, I'm going to ask him, can you use your stone again? Or
No, it's a once a day thing.
Oh, too bad.
Marcus, you come up and get into the ship. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing. Or the boat. What are the other three doing?
Gotcha.
Can I explore a little more to see if I find anything in the vegetation that we might have missed?
You haven't searched any of this yet. Oh, you mean just around where you're at?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. You can give me an investigation check. That's fine.
So
Sorry.
There's potential for a lot of stuff down there. I don't know if we have any ability to everyone else going down, or if Rhux can do water breathing again, but maybe we could go down as a group to explore.
I like that.
But we got to wait on Rhux to come up.
Nice.
Dresd'a, as you kind of search around through there, you're moving through seaweed and kelp and that sort of stuff. There's coral here and there on various rocks and stuff like that. In amongst that stuff, you do find boards that are clearly boards from a ship. They're heavily overgrown and things like that. But mostly it's just, not mostly, it is just that. You don't find any, like, what you would consider treasure or anything of that.
Okay. Nothing I would consider like the body of the ship between the cabin and the forecastle?
No.
Okay. All right. Well,
No. That's my point. Is like you can see that already. That's what's right here.
Yeah.
But it's like you can see it. It's through the murk and stuff like that. That being said, the forecastle would have been right here. It's missing. You already went through that. The captain's cabin would have been right here.
Right.
You went through that. But there is more of the ship down here that seems to be missing as well.
Yeah. And it's not like if I dig a little, it's not there.
Yeah, if you go up to there and if you go up to there, things might happen. So it's a question of whether or not you're going to move to there or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Rhux.
You don't want me to heal you first?
I do want you to heal me, but are you going to heal me?
Nah, I'm just going to let you to whatever the heck is over by the boat. That sounds like a great plan.
Okay.
There are a bunch of schools of fish kind of swimming around the wreckage.
They look very dangerous. You shouldn't go over there.
Okay, so
right now.
there are schools of fish, just regular normal looking fish.
From your distance, they look like schools of fish.
And they don't seem agitated?
Not currently, no. They're swimming in amongst the boat and through the kelp and stuff like that. And yes, Marcus did point up and swam up.
And I look around. Is anybody else going up with them?
Well, I don't know what Aaron and Rhux are doing. So
Rhux is going to go and heal Dresd'a first, and then he's going to go up. So Rhux is going to use...
Well, if more than one person is going up, I'm going to go with them.
So here's the question I have for you.
Sure.
Do you actually... I don't think you have water breathing yourself.
I do not. How long have we been underwater?
Since you do not have water breathing, you cannot speak underwater.
Do I need to speak to do lay on hands?
Yeah, you're basically beseeching your god to help her.
Oh, well, then I'll go up too.
So, well, if more than one person is going up, which they are, I'm going to, note the spot and go up with them, and then we can have a discussion.
You guys can note the spot, and you guys head up. All right, so everybody's up now in the boat. Dresd'a looks like she's got these, like, think of them as leech marks around her, around where she got bit by the shark. There's also a big shark bite there. And she looks very wan and worn. And I don't know a good way to describe wisdom drain, so she seems a bit dazed.
We'll figure
Her
it out.
eyes won't focus on us or anything.
Well, all right. So now Rhux.
Yes, now you can do that. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to use Lay on Hands. Do I have to say how much of it I use before I use it?
No, you don't have to. You can.
So is everyone up now?
Well, I meant like
everybody's up in the boat at this point.
I meant like, can I do it? Can I ask Kat how much of it I should use on her? Or should I just guess?
Do whatever you want.
Do we want to take a short rest and then can we all go down
I'm at
together?
like 35%, so you go right ahead and use everything you can.
All right. Well, you get 35 hit points back.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. That 35?
35.
Awesome. That was exactly what I needed. Yay!
I will also remind you moving forward, Rhux, that you can only breathe. You can only hold your breath.
I know
for
it's 15 minutes. Yeah, I know it is.
So I can assume for now that you guys were bobbing up every 15 minutes or so.
That was my assumption
fine.
as well. Is that as I was swimming, I was going up every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you though that without and luckily for you, you have your aura of mobility. Otherwise, you would have problems in the water, and you're using a trident, which also helps. Because
how would I have problems?
Well, no, you have a swim speed, so never mind.
Yeah, I was about to say yeah, I have swim speed.
It's just you cannot breathe water, so you cannot speak underwater, which actually probably means that your Shield of Faith was not a thing you could have done last time.
Oh, does that have a somatic component?
No, a verbal component.
Yeah, that's the one I meant.
And indeed it does. So.
What if he uses his mental?
Oops. My bad. I didn't think about that.
Yep.
So
so as of right now, the only people who have actual water breathing are Dresd'a and Aerra. No one else has water breathing currently turned on.
Oh, I thought he gave it to 4 people. You only gave it to 2? Crap.
He only gave it to 2 people because the other 2 people that were with him that first time did not want to go down into the water.
That makes sense.
I only gave it to them, yeah.
So can you give it to us
again?
What did we determine was the way that the what's it called?
It's an hour.
Recharges.
You have to wait
to do a short rest. Well, I need to sit in this boat for an hour, and then yes.
I think that's what we determined last time.
Yes.
Pretty sure.
Yes, I need to sit in the boat for an hour, and then I can channel divinity.
How many people can you get?
6, if I remember correctly. It's
4.
Is it 4?
Yes, it's 1 plus your proficiency bonus.
Oh, it's only 1?
Yes.
Oh.
Or 1 plus your charisma bonus, sorry.
Yeah, so yes, it is 4. I thought it was more than that. Maybe I misread it one time. I thought I did 6 once.
1 plus your charisma modifier. No, you've only ever done 1 plus your charisma.
Oh, never mind. I know what I'm thinking. Never mind.
Which means you can do 4.
So we have 2 people already. Huh? And that means
you get 1 person now.
So we got 1 person, which I guess would be you, Rhux. Can you, because you can hold your breath longer? Or does anyone want to stay up here?
Yeah, I was gonna say someone wants to.
Well, I think Iylis should stay up because he's still he's a little down on his hit points. Yeah, I should go down.
Well, if we do a short rest, you can use hit dice to get your hit points up. I mean, if you want to go down, I'm not saying you want to, because
I mean, I can. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Explode ship?
I would assume you would swim.
Yeah.
As long as he's giving you water breathing, then you can cast spells because you can.
Yes, you can speak when you have water breathing. You can actually speak.
Well, then give me water breathing after we do a short rest.
I mean, Rhux, if you want it, then I can stay up here and shoot. It's not ideal, but
well, we're going to be going into the wreck. I'm assuming
that's what I was thinking.
Standing up here isn't really going to be that useful. I just won't use it. I didn't use it last time. It'll be fine.
All right, so you guys are going to take a short rest?
Yes.
I believe so.
All right, so you guys rest for an hour.
I suppose I could have waited on my channel divinity.
Do I get any of my wisdom points back on a short rest?
I don't know. We're about to find out, aren't we?
That's what I was asking.
Do a short rest, and then we'll talk about it. Everybody should take a short rest.
All right.
And spend some hit dice if they want to.
I don't need to spend any hit dice.
I'm just saying. If
No,
you
no,
want
no,
to.
no. I know. I'm trying to figure out how to reset my. If I hit short rest on the thing, it wants me to use hit dice.
Oh, you just say zero.
You can just
say
stay,
zero.
Yeah, you
just not
zero. Yeah, just don't use it.
Click it.
Yeah. It'll send you to another screen to actually roll them, so you can just not.
Okay.
And then it will be fine.
There we go. But that does give superiority dice back if you have a short rest.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, kind of for Chad. I don't know if he used any, but
okay.
Do you hear?
I have to check
I
something.
used one.
Since I have checked it, then we will talk about wisdom stuff. All right, let's see here.
And can I use the wand of that we just found, the frozen fingers?
Wand chooses the wizard.
Correct.
For
I can hand it to
Iylis
him, right?
and Dresd'a, over the course of that hour, your breathing kind of slows a little bit, you relax a little bit more, and your wisdom points come back.
All of them?
Wow, that's great.
Yay.
All of it.
That is what he said, yes.
What did I have before? 13?
How wise was I before?
Just go up in the chat
I'm
log.
trying to.
So you can find it.
Didn't you write it somewhere? I thought
In the
Yeah,
chat
he
log.
did. It's in the log. It's just
You have to go up
somewhere.
Oh, I thought he actually put it on your character sheet or something.
That would have may have been slightly more useful. Gotta say,
You could have put it in your notes. You have a note.
I could have.
So I'm getting the wand of frozen
13.
fingers.
Yeah, I was right.
All right.
He is handing me that. So
Then he can drag he can. I don't know if he can give it to you directly.
yeah, I was trying to find it. I can't find it.
Again, permissions.
Yeah.
I created it. Doesn't mean I quickly added everything correct or added permissions.
Because then I can shoot multiple people instead of stabbing with a knife.
Well, I'm glad I don't. Need
Reminder
a lesson
that the
restoration.
wand of frost fingers emanates from you.
Right. Yeah, it's a 15-foot cone.
Yes.
Emanating from
I'm
me.
just reminding everybody of that.
Yeah.
That
Across you and
it
everyone
should now
else.
show up in the equipment. In Chapter 5's items.
Okay. Thank you.
Remember to remove it from your
I
inventory.
moved it.
No, from your inventory, Iylis. All right. So yes, after an hour, what Dresd'a, you're feeling much better. Same with you, Iylis. You're actually feeling a bit better, and
Finally,
at this point in time, Rhux beseeches his god to provide for their ability to breathe underwater, and gives it to everybody who is missing it except for himself.
That is correct.
So there are now. Well, no, it doesn't give it to Dresd'a because Dresd'a just has it.
Yeah.
So
Yes, I give it to Iylis, Praedyth, Hylough, and Marcus.
Okay. All right. So,
And because Aerra already had it, and Dresd'a already has it. So
correct.
everyone can breathe underwater except me.
Right.
And do we have an anchor in this little thingy? Something to keep it?
You probably can makeshift something. Tie a
Yeah,
rope to a box of gold or iron
Yeah,
or
that'd be
something
pretty
and
easy.
just drop
I
it in
got
the water.
Okay.
So that's pretty easy.
Let's do that so
You
we
can
don't
come
come
up
back
with
up.
something. You can come up with
Yeah.
something. I
I
would
always
certainly
make sure
think
my
that.
character has rope for such needs.
Okay,
We could
let's
just
do that.
Ask the Raven to keep things in place.
I don't know what the Raven tells you.
Quoth the Raven.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
no.
boy.
More. Fuck the Raven.
I mean, the Raven will stay
No.
and keep watch. But it's not like it's going to be able to move anything.
That's useless. Imagine not being able to move stuff. Cringe.
John, I want pie.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Fantastic. We're filling the lore. Alright, this session I will remember that people can't get grappled next to me, so that way Dresd'a doesn't get sucked.
That's
again.
good to know. I'm gonna hang around you.
Second, removing something.
We're all gonna.
We're all gonna just surround Rhux.
Be right there.
That's
if you're within 10 feet of me, yeah, you can't be grappled or restrained.
All right. I am ready to go down.
All right.
Supposed to ignore penalties on movement or attacks.
What happens if you're already grappled? Does it say?
If you're already grappled, then you get to spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape. Non-magical things.
Oh, cool. So it does say.
Oh, but it says non-magical.
Yeah. So, for instance, if when Iylis was grappled by the octopus, if Rhux had come up, then Iylis would have been able to escape. Because that's not magical. However, nobody remembered that last time, so that's why people were grappled.
I totally forgot that.
But if it was a magical grappling, then he would not be able to escape. Anyway, so you guys start heading into the water and start going down. Back down.
I shall show them where I saw the glow.
Where'd the glow?
The glow.
The big glow. What's it like?
Oh no!
Why did Marcus get so small?
Because I have it set up so that if you have a different level than somebody else, feet wise, it actually makes you bigger or smaller based on.
Oh, cool!
Oh, that's so cool.
That's neat.
Perspective.
Can I change my depth?
Yeah, if you right click on yourself, then you can set your depth to whatever you're actually at.
-50.
So we're down at 50, right?
You're down at 0 because 50 is the top.
Okay. Okay.
0.
Yep. All right.
And this
so,
is where
like
it was, right?
Slightly larger than
you guys.
Marcus.
Well, I mean.
Whoa! Why am I sleepy?
You fell to the ground and slept.
I think I put 0 on the wrong thing.
Yeah, you put 0 on the wrong thing.
My hit points.
You just committed suicide.
You did just commit suicide.
Just drowned yourself.
Set yourself back to
suicide. Something she shouldn't be able to do.
Anyway.
Never mind. I'm not going to mess with this. So.
All right, so you guys are now back down in there, and looking around through there. Let me.
This is where I was searching last time, right?
No, you hadn't made it to the actual wreckage yet.
Okay.
As you start looking through the wreckage there, like I said, about 100 feet, you find that it's mostly intact. All 3 decks are enclosed by the outside of the ship, short of a couple of holes that lead into the interior, other than the big gaping ones that are, where it broke apart. Sand is built up quite a bit on the northern side of the wreckage, which happens to, it seems I've flipped it, on the southern side of the wreckage, on the northern side, which is where the decking and that sort of stuff is. There are 3 different schools of fish that are kind of swimming around through the kelp that's here, through the seaweed, through in and out of the holes in the ship and things like that. They seem to bear you no mind. However, Aaron and Marcus and Praedyth, when they kind of come close to you, you notice that there are some small tentacles around their mouths. But currently, they seem to be ignoring you.
Everything's. Can we talk under here because we have water?
Everybody except for Rhux.
Rhux cannot talk.
So
it seems like
I will point out
infected.
that something has infected this area because the tentacles are on little fish too. So something has happened here, obviously.
Maybe if I pray to my deity, he'll let me talk.
No. How would you pray to your deity? You can't talk.
I can pray in my brain.
You can get one word out and then drown.
Yeah.
Is that how that would work?
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. To be fair, Rhux can hold his breath for 15 minutes, then plus 1 minute per point of constitution. So modifier. So technically, Rhux, you can hold your breath for 17 minutes technically.
Yes, of course.
And then you have 2 rounds before you would drown.
Nice.
Kind of swimming around and in through the things. What is anybody doing?
So I message Rhux and tell him if he actually is that in a mind. I was gonna say he could talk to me, but he still has to whisper. Never mind.
Yeah, he has to say something.
It's not mental.
It's not sending. unfortunately.
Praedyth isn't it? Doesn't he have sending?
Right. Brian, are you going to head down into the water, and he has to write it in the book, which would probably ruin his book here under the water.
I am going to head down in the water.
Yeah, I already put your thing down.
I bless him with a waterproof sheath for his book.
So you guys start looking around the ship. Give me an investigation check since you kind of start looking.
Everybody?
Yes, everybody can do so individually this time because you're kind of all looking. Well, hold on, Dresd'a. Hold on, everybody.
I clicked when you.
No, I know. Hold on. We'll still use those rolls.
Okay.
From the edges, from this side here and this side here, you can see that you could get into one of 3 decks, although the bottom deck is heavily filled with sand. Before you start searching, Dresd'a, Aaron, Marcus, anybody else, please give me a deck number 1, 2, or 3. 1 being the top deck, 2 or 3 being each successive lore that you're going to go look
2.
Into. So
I was going to say number 2.
Well, you both can search number 2. It's fine. It just
okay.
Rhux will search number 3.
Okay.
You got a 1.
Rhux, you're struggling to find a good way to get in there. You're so big as a crocodile, as an Alec that it's hard to get in through some of the sand and stuff like that. So we'll go with that. Aaron,
Rhux is gonna, since he failed, Rhux is gonna go breathe real quick and then come back down.
Okay. Aaron, where were you going to search?
Deck 1.
All right. So Dresd'a and Marcus, you guys kind of swim into sort of the second deck. You find that deck was probably a crew deck of some sort, based on what you find there, in the sense of you can see sort of deteriorated more hooks and things like that would have probably held hammocks and stuff like that. Further, you find some tumbled footlockers and stuff in the sand that's kind of built up, as well as sort of a galley. Again, the galley is mostly, again, the thing is, anything that was like cloth or foodstuffs or anything like that, gone. What you find is rusted metal. So like you find the rusted metal slats of a barrel with some of the wood kind of deteriorated and mostly destroyed. Not all of it is destroyed. I mean, clearly the things build up on top of it and things like that. So it's not like the ship is falling apart or anything like that. But mostly all you're finding is deteriorated wood and metal. So that's what you're kind of looking through there. That being said, Marcus got a 20, Dresd'a got an 11. It doesn't take you too long to search through this because about a third of the one side is filled with sand and debris. But you do find a few things that are interesting. There is a cabin towards sort of this side over here, towards the higher end. That when you head inside it looks like this was possibly used by maybe a ship's doctor or a surgeon or something like that, because you find a whole bunch of jars and glass flasks and those sorts of things, along with sort of what looks like it was a tin that when you pull open, you can see sort of a whole bunch of ruined bandages and stuff like that. I mean, it's clear that there were bandages and stuff like that in there. It's just they're all pretty much rotted away. As soon as you try to pick one up, it just kind of falls apart.
Okay.
Are any of the flasks salvageable?
Looking through there, you find 6 flasks that seem to still have liquid in them of some sort.
Okay.
Like you can sort of see, like there's a bunch of stuff, like there's barnacles and stuff on the outside of these things, so it's hard to see exactly through the glass. And one of them's not even glass; it's a sort of a clay thing, which still seems to be, your hope is holding things, but you can shake it and you don't hear, but you can feel sort of the slosh inside. So there are 6 things of that sort.
Yeah, let's grab them.
And everything else, as you look through the galley and the crew lockers and stuff like that, there's nothing really salvageable in there. You don't even find any money in the crew lockers or anything.
Or food. No food.
You're not going to find food from a wreck that's been down here for a long time there.
I know.
But what if it's beef jerky?
Are there any markings or carvings that would indicate?
Again, most of the stuff, like anywhere where there's wood, there's usually some barnacles and other things on it. So it's hard to say. And even then, the places that aren't are like you could just barely touch it, and it doesn't necessarily fall apart, but think of it as rotten wood. This thing is probably getting somewhat close to the edge of collapse on it because of how long it's been here and the damage of salt water over time and things like that.
Okay.
So that was deck 2. Aaron, as you kind of are going through deck 1, you find that this seems to have been probably a deck of, probably a passenger deck, because all of the deck seems to be a series of cabins. As you go, and most of these cabins are out of the sand. There's a few on the side that is, up against the bottom of the ocean, that when you, or the seabed, that when you kind of open and look inside, there's definitely silt and sand that have come in through holes and stuff like that. So there's a bit there, but for the most part, this side of it is relatively sand free. You got a 3. So you go through and you find that there are a variety of the holes through the various cabin walls. The remnants of trunks and footlockers can be found tumbled about in various rooms. You do find that like most of the trunks and stuff like that probably were made of leather or something, and they're mostly broken through. You find piles of metal and things in that. And in a few of those piles, you do find the glitter of coins. So you do find some coins in there, but that's about it. You think it'll probably take you a bit to count through the number of. And like I said, Rhux, you kind of look through you can't seem to get into the bottom deck. That's initial thing. Iylis, Praedyth, Hylough, you guys doing anything while they're kind of searching?
I was going to search the top deck.
All right.
I'm like searching wherever anybody else isn't searching. So
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
All right. Iylis cast Detect Magic. You cast it. It is on you. You're currently outside the wreck. Around. Okay, so you're going to start looking around.
So I'm going to start looking at the top deck and then work my way down until I find anything magic.
Praedyth, you already did an investigation check. Iylis, give me one as well. Praedyth, sure. You kind of come in there and kind of follow up behind Aaron on that deck. And again, like I said, it's mostly a series of cabins. There's a hall with cabins on either side. Clearly, this was sort of like a passenger deck of some sort. As you kind of go through there, you notice that whatever Aaron was doing, he wasn't doing a very good job. You actually kick through some of the debris that's in some of these broken down trunks, which are mostly just metal and things like that. You see the metal frame of the trunk more than anything. And inside there's actually quite a few coins in amongst all of the various cabin rooms. You also notice in one of them, in one of the cabins, you find a necklace with 5 small rubies. And as you stand up and turn around and start heading to, you're kind of swimming. As you turn around to head to another cabin, Iylis, you get a glance at Praedyth, and he's got something in his hand that's glowing, with a decent sized magic at like 5 little pinpricks. And you don't get a chance to tell him about it as Praedyth goes into another room and starts rummaging through some stuff in there. But what are you guys doing?
Can I just go down into the deck?
Which deck do you want to do?
Well, I've been on. I want to go down. I don't know, third deck. Was there a third deck?
There's a third deck. Yep, you can go down there if you want.
Okay.
All right. It's heavily filled in with dirt or sand and that sort of stuff, but you're able to get in through some spots here in the front, and kind of looking through. Once you get inside there, it's mostly filled with sand and debris. But as you're kind of looking through there, you do find several crates of cargo. I'm a little weary of tripwires and things like that. It might be a little harder to get tripped in water here, but I know what you mean. You find 6 crates in there that you're able to get enough of them out there. Again, the wood that's exposed has got barnacles and stuff on it, but there's several pieces of wood that are they're in the sand, so you're able to get them out. And the crates have a marking on, one of the few things you've actually seen a marking on. But it's one you don't recognize. It clearly is probably the trading company or something, but you don't recognize what it is. You don't recognize. You don't know what company it is, and it's just a marking. There's no writing on it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to.
but there are 6 of these crates. A couple of them are a little bit heavier than the other 4.
Well, I'm just going to haul them out and take them up to the boat.
All right, so you haul them out and start taking them up to the boat. About this time, Praedyth, you've made it into that room and kind of been looking around, and you find a heavily rusted lockbox that is rusted so much that if it was locked before, it's clearly not locked now. And you open it up, and inside you find 10 bloodstones.
Bloodstone. Are they bleeding? What do they do?
Yeah, what's a bloodstone?
It's just a gem of some sort.
All right, I'll take it.
Ruby.
All right. And yeah, that's all you guys find in amongst all the stuff there. Getting the cargo up on and into the boat takes a little bit of doing because it's pretty like a couple of them are pretty heavy, like easily maybe 50 pounds, something like that. The other 4 a little less than that. So it takes you a good 10 minutes or so, probably even more than that, maybe 15, 20 minutes of going back and forth to get this stuff up there. But you get it up into the thing. What are you guys doing at that point?
Still looking for magic items.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only thing you saw so far that glowed was the thing that was in Praedyth's hand.
Is there any other thing that do I feel like we've looked at the whole thing, or
well, I mean,
everywhere that's
Praedyth
accessible?
has went through the cabin. Praedyth and Aaron went through the cabin deck. Dresd'a and Marcus come out with a whole bunch of flasks from the mid deck, the crew deck, and you found some crates on the bottom deck.
And then, is there anything else on the bottom deck that I can find, or is that it?
That's all you find. Go back and again, it's just filled with debris and things like
that.
Right. Those were all the crates that you were able to find anything, and if there's anything else, you think like there might be something else in here, but it will take you a while to dig through all the sand.
So if we dig through the original captain's cabin, we stopped because was there any way I could dig through it, or is it? So you said there was no way else I could do without some serious digging at the captain's cabin, correct?
No, the captain's cabin. When you previously to this, you were in the captain's cabin. You dug through it. That's how you found the key.
Okay, but there was nowhere else.
All you found, all it is the captain's cabin. There was nothing below it.
That's what I thought maybe it was some buried in sand, but okay.
Well,
not as far as you dug anyway.
We still haven't found anything that looks like it would take a key, though. That's the deal.
Well, you found some trunks and things like that, but nothing quite the same. And to be clear, and I mentioned this again last time, which was the captain's cabin was the top portion, like the decking that would have been the floor of the captain's cabin was missing. Like it was part of, like
it's still out there somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, like you found, like you had the top, the walls and the top floor and the ceiling of the aft of the stern castle. That's what you had. That's what you found. And it was on its side, so digging doesn't make a ton of sense.
It's not. Yeah,
you just potentially are just hitting the ribs of the wall to the on the one side. That's all.
Well, I'll just swim farther to the south then, and see what's down
you start
farther.
Looking that way. Give me a perception check. Looking down in that direction, you catch a glimpse of again, Hylough. You catch a glimpse of a faint bluish gray light that seems to disappear in the murk and just fades away in the murk ahead of you.
So, is this the same bluish gray that?
I don't know if Marcus told you about it. To be quite blunt.
Okay.
I don't know. I
don't think I had a chance to. Yeah.
We're only sitting around doing nothing for an hour.
Well, yeah, I forgot we did that. So yes, I would tell them what I had seen.
Okay, that's
that was the case.
Yep.
I was sitting around.
So I pointed out to Marcus, and is that the same thing?
You pointed out towards that direction, and by the time he gets a chance to look at it, it's already faded into the murk.
Oh, so it's moving.
So what do you see?
It moves down the canyon, basically.
Okay, so I'll tell him what I saw, and then head that way because hey,
let's get everybody. It's not just separate.
Sure, yeah.
No, let's just me go by myself. Die by myself.
All right, so you guys start heading further south. As you head further south, you're going through seaweed and kelp and occasionally bumping up against coral and all that sort of stuff. You come upon some more debris that looks like it might be, boards from the side of the ship. So clearly, there's more debris in this direction.
Also,
the canyon continues to slowly head downwards as well.
I'll just continue to dig, and I'll dig around and see if there's anything more to this. If it's just boards and there's nothing below.
Yeah, in the first spot that you find, it's just boards.
Let's keep going down the canyon then. Okay. Do you catch any more of the glow, or?
No.
Trying to notice for that.
You guys continue down the canyon and go for about 200 yards when you come upon the following. I'm not sure. I think everybody is here.
Even the raven.
The only thing I didn't put in here was a boat. Give me a second. I might be able to add the one from here quickly.
A hole. A hole.
That's not ominous.
Not at all.
Look, boat.
Hey, I've seen a boat.
It's not necessarily in the right spot, but hey, look, boat.
He touched
it. Went this way.
There, now it's in the right spot. Although it's probably not.
I was wondering why it looked like it was underwater.
Yeah,
the entirety of last session.
Yeah, well, if I throw it in here a certain way, it does things a particular way.
Layers.
I don't know how I fixed this last time. It doesn't matter. The boat is just above you. It's all good.
Tell Rhux to go get a breath.
Well, going 200 yards down is going to take more than 50. Well, as you're going through, he's probably been popping up and down. So yes, as you come through down here, you see ahead of you, the thing comes to kind of a cliff or a cleft in the sea floor. I was trying to do right here.
Just keep swimming. Just keep.
And then, and you see basically it looks like the bottom of the ship. Let's see here. You come upon the bottom of the ship as it straddles over a deeper chasm of the canyon. Kind of looking at it, you can see what looks to be a rather large hole in the bottom that you can see through sort of the skeleton here of the. But other than that, that's about as far as you can see from this distance. There's quite a bit of sand and stuff kind of lodged up against it as you kind of look at it from there. What are you guys doing?
Is there more sea life here, or is it pretty?
Yeah, it's all still the same thing. Just again,
okay. More do they all have the tentacles?
I don't know. You have to get closer to some of the stuff. There's not as many schools of fish here. It's mostly just things like sea anemones and coral and kelp and seaweed, that sort of stuff. I mean, occasionally, probably about 10 to 15 feet above you, you see some schools of fish go by higher up. And to be completely fair, as you've been coming south, there's sort of a current kind of coming in this direction as well. So the current, it's been somewhat easy to go in the direction you're going because the current is kind of taking you through the canyon this way.
Right.
But as you kind of get closer and closer to there, the temperature of the water starts to drop a little bit. Nothing major, but as you get closer to the ship, the temperature of the water.
Another ominous sign. That's because it's a giant deep hole with lots of cold water in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go over there.
Ain't no hot springs around here.
Getting closer
so I'm going to
to
examine the ship.
All right, give me an investigation check real quick.
Everyone that's over there.
Crappy roll.
Kind of looking through there, you can see that there's, like I said, there's a hole kind of coming up into the Jesus. Having a great time. Kind of going up into the stuff. It's very clear that this is the latter third of the ship that's been missing so far. It's also clear that this was mostly cabins, like passenger cabins. Let's see here. Looks to be a rather large hole in the bottom. It reaches up into the other decks, including the passenger cabins. Looking through the hole, you notice that it leads directly, like it almost leads directly down towards the chasm below.
How deep can we see in it? I'm assuming it's like dark water. You can only see so
looking
deep
down in there, you can see. You think that you can see just the flicker of maybe some kind of ground down there, but you'd say it's probably easily 50 or 60 feet lower than your current position. And you're probably about 60 feet underwater already now. Like the top, the water way up there, like the boat, you can tell where it is. Actually, you left it back there. Like, unless somebody tells me they came and got it, you guys left it back there. So I will actually remove it because it's actually back where you.
We should have. We did not say that though.
But you guys, you can see the underside of the surface of the water, but it's pretty faint up there. Like, the only reason why you know it's there is because the light is kind of streaming down from it, and you can still see somewhat lit down here, but it's getting harder to see. You're like 60 feet underwater, so.
Anybody got a way to light this?
Okay,
area?
So I'm gonna cast light on my dagger.
All right. As you cast light on your dagger, at that point you notice a whole bunch of creatures coming screaming up through the crevice. So let's run some initiative, guys.
Time to go. Time to go.
Whose idea was this?
Let's add these guys. You guys get to be on there, and Praedyth gets to be on there, but there is no Raven here because he's back with the ship. So I'm just going to put him to the side here. That is okay. We'll have our first combat for the
Yay.
6. I missed somebody in combat, didn't I? Who am I missing? Iylis. Where are you, Iylis?
I'm
oh no, you're there.
I just haven't.
Yeah, you just haven't done. Okay, no, that's all good. I was just trying to find you. I thought everybody had rolled, so I was just trying to find you so that I could make sure that I had everybody in the thing. All right. Everybody has now rolled initiative. These guys are coming up and out of the water. Let me do one last quick thing here by setting all of these guys to be. These guys are all currently about 20 feet. Great, can't do them all at once. 20 feet below your current position. So just as an FYI, just so you guys know where they're at. So let me quickly add that to everybody, and then hopefully we can get this started. Also, it's important in the sense that they'll have to swim up that 20 feet, so it's probably better for you to have them below than be above. And then I will add your light to you. Give me 1 second.
Okay. I can make myself a target.
Light. What's light radius? 20 feet? 20 and 10? Or is it 30 and 15?
Let me go back to it. It's probably 20 and 10, but 20 and 10.
Okay.
20 and 20. 20 bright light, 20 dim.
Oh, so it's... Right, so
are they afraid of the light?
I'm not going to do too much here. Let me do the following. Let me bring the... Oops, that's not what I wanted to bring the light down. Technically, it is... So you're seeing more of this. And I'm going to get rid of the Raven here off the scene just for now. And let us begin combat with one of these ghouls flying up the thing here. So he moves These guys are water ghouls, so they do have a 30-foot swim speed. And he goes up 20 feet. That's 20 of it. And then he gets to here. And then, so he's now at the same level you guys are. And he continues 1, 2, 3 to there, but can't do anything else. Now this ghoul does the same thing. He comes up, is 20 feet, and then 5, 30, 35, 40, 50, and that's where he's at. It is now Dresd'a's turn.
Okay, okay.
Back to the pit.
2.
Send them back.
Send them back to the pit. Okay. Let's go for this dude.
What are you trying to do? Because he's technically 20 feet down in the crevice.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
that's what that minus 24.
They are clamoring.
Okay.
They're coming up. They're swimming up from below. The reason why you can see them is that Hylough and Marcus and stuff like that were actually looking through the ship and saw them coming up after he lit up the area.
Target that dude.
Yep, that's fine. I just making sure you understood that they were below. That's all.
Thank you very much. That's going to be my chill guy minor spirit.
Okay.
Chill. Why do I keep thinking it has an attack when I press on the thingy? All right.
Well, we can probably set it up that way.
Yeah.
So, you definitely hit.
Okay.
2 points. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right.
And I am going to do chill touch, my cantrip.
Okay. That unfortunately misses.
Missed. So can I spend?
No, actually, it did hit the corner. Hold on, it did hit.
Oh, okay.
I forgot they only have a 12.
Yay!
That they were a little higher than that.
And until the end of my next turn, it has disadvantage again on attack rolls against me.
Okay. All right, you're all set.
And it can't regain hit points. There you go.
Well, it's a ghoul, so. But yes,
okay.
Hylough, you're up. But I understand what you're saying.
Okay, I am going to. I will target. Alt click. And hammer him.
That hits.
And wow.
Slams into the guy with your thing. Yes, you have a swim speed, so you're good.
And then I will do it again.
Okay.
Hit me with it one more time.
Hits.
Cool. This can't be that easy.
Maybe it
all
is. Maybe it isn't.
Yes. Whoa.
You see how many there are, right? There are lots of them.
Okay. Yeah, I was just checking. I was just checking the underwater combat one more time, just to make sure that we are doing it right, and we are. If you have a swim speed given to you, even by magical means, you do not have disadvantage on attacks.
So I did 13 damage on the one ghoul, and you did 14, and 14 killed it. So, ergo, that dude I just shot probably only has one hit point.
He did 14 plus 9, by the way.
Oh, never mind then. Yeah, gotcha.
He hit it twice.
Okay.
This is an FYI. All right, so this one comes swimming out. That's 20 movement, 25, 30. And he gets to there. And he stops. Because that's all he can do. And now this ghoul comes up and he does 20 movement. And then does 25. And yes! He gets to attack. He gets to attack Iylis.
No way.
He gets to attack Iylis.
Ain't no way.
Dodge.
He's going to... Which one of these is the one that does paralysis? I must check. It is the claws. Shit. The claws are the ones that do paralysis.
Oh, man.
I was going to do the bite, but I was like, wait. No. Ooh.
Oh,
man. That hurts a lot.
Ow.
Actually, it didn't do a lot of damage for.
Didn't do a lot of
crit.
damage, but
However, you do need to make. You should have had to make a Constitution saving throw.
I can make it now.
Why didn't it actually do it? Plus, just roll a Constitution saving throw.
Elf for undead. You're not elf for undead. Oops.
Ooh.
Okay, so you actually fail it, and you are paralyzed.
Hero point. Use hero point to reroll.
Hero point. I'm going to use a hero point to re-roll that.
That's fine. You can do so.
I don't want to be paralyzed.
That's a good call, actually.
we don't want you paralyzed.
Not with that mini coming up at you.
Use a hero point and roll again.
How exactly do I use the hero point?
You just have a
subtract
one.
Yeah, I mean, like I have a note that has how many I have.
Just use one and
roll
again. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Why?
Unfortunately, you are still.
Can he add those?
Can
he add those?
Can I use a hero point to add them?
No, unfortunately. You got 2 tries. Unfortunately, you are paralyzed. So we will add the paralyzation.
I suck.
We'll add the paralyzation.
You know, the crazy part is he's actually in my aura thing, so that's with the +3. He still failed.
No. Hold on.
Isn't he in my aura?
Hold on.
Is he close enough?
Hold on.
His first roll was a 9.
No.
Yeah, but
close enough. It should have did it automatically.
Yeah, it did.
He's within 10 feet.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
It added +3. Hold on, I'm checking something
else.
I'm checking something else.
2 + 3.
Checking something else.
I don't know why.
Why did it say +2 for the +3 for the first one, and then
because he adds a +3 to you.
Yeah.
So
I don't know why. I don't know. Oh, because you did the second one as an ability check on accident.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, so that's really cool.
Yeah, he should re-roll that.
No, really he shouldn't. All it's going to do is add 3.
Ability check
anyway,
instead of a
what I was
saving
checking
throw.
was his aura of liberation only works against grappled or restrained, so it does not work against paralyzed. So you are paralyzed.
I didn't think that was.
Well, sometimes they. Well, no. I was making sure of that because the liberation could potentially have affected paralyzation, but it does not.
Give me an extra boost.
All right, so we now come to Aaron.
All right, let's do this.
You see this guy come up and just kind of slash into Iylis and hits him straight across the chest really badly, and Iylis just kind of freezes up and just starts floating in space.
Oh, wow. Here, tie these bottles to him. He can take them up to the boat.
Why did you go through everybody there, Aaron? That doesn't make sense. There you go.
Now, I shall
kick him into the pit.
Firstly, as my finish action, use this on. Dang it, I did not select them. On these 2 gentlemen here.
Okay. Do they have to make a saving throw? No, they're just marked, right?
No.
All right, so I'm marking them with the yellow eye. Technically means they have a level of exhaustion, but they don't, so don't worry about it.
And then no. I'm going to hit him.
So as you get close to him and start swinging at him, you notice that differently than the other 3 that have kind of come up and out and are out through the thing, this one looks fresh. I.e., he's wearing clothing like sailors kind of clothing, and he looks gaunt and sort of stuff like that. But he looks much more close to human than the rest of them do.
Does he look like any of those longbow
the other night?
people?
You don't recognize him, so it's possible maybe he was from the crew of the ship. So.
Ghouls. Hate them.
Anyway, I'm going to attack.
Yeah, go right ahead. I was just giving you some color of what's going on with these guys. You definitely slam into him with your sword, and you do so a second time, and he goes down that quickly.
Wow!
He was the fresh one?
He was the fresh one. Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm gonna move into his square.
Fresh with him.
Okay, you move into a square.
Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Okie dokie. Next is a ghoul. This ghoul comes up 20 feet, and then he still has 2 more movement left. So there's 1, 2, and then he is going to, keep on hitting X instead of Alt. He is going to attack Aaron here with a claws.
Misses?
He's going to miss. God, that took forever on my screen to roll. So he misses. Now we get to another ghoul, which again comes up to 20 feet and then goes 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So it's double move. This one
Speedy
here.
gentleman.
No. I keep forgetting that they are intelligent undead, so I should treat them as such. 20.
They don't want brains. They already got
30,
brains.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
I think you can hit them right there, Dresd'a.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I can.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And another ghoul here. Comes up 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Iylis, you're up.
Like where this is going.
Iylis, you are up. However, you are paralyzed. So if you would just give me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
And remember to do a saving throw.
Yes.
This time you are freed from your paralyzation. However, that is the end of your turn.
I figured, and I was about to ask
you. You are now no longer paralyzed.
Action.
Yeah, you only make saving throws for like this at the end of your turn. So you're paralyzed, so you can't do anything else. So technically, it is your turn.
Cool. Well, I am unparalyzed.
But you are unparalyzed, which means you do have reactions, by the way. All right. So this one comes straight up and just goes right after you, Aaron. He does a claw attack on you. That is a 20. Do you want to take the damage?
I'll allow it for this one.
All right, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Is this going to paralyze?
If you fail the saving throw.
Oh, that.
Too late. You already said no. So give me a Constitution saving throw. You're fine. You are not paralyzed. All right. That's that ghoul. This ghoul here gets all the way up. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then this ghoul right here, it's all the way up. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right. And now we are on Marcus's turn. As the ghouls have come streaming out of this.
Yes, they did. It's a standard 15 coin. The cone is 15, so it's 1 and then 3.
Should be, yes.
Okay, so I need to figure this out.
I mean, you'll have to place the template, but yeah, it should be.
All right, so I'll fire from there, actually. Because I don't think I'll get Rhux if it's the way I think it is. If it's not, can I change it? Because I think it's the 1
I think,
and 3.
I think the short answer is that as of right now, this is the first time you're going to try to use this spell. So
it doesn't matter. Okay.
So if you screw up, it's fine. You screw up, and then you'll know for the future. And then so basically, I'm saying you choose to do it. If you want to do it, then you're going to place it the way you think you're going to place it. But that'll then inform you for future uses, so that I will allow you to change where you put it in the future.
Okay.
Just not
so I will use it with 2 charges.
Okay.
It's like using a spell in real life.
Yeah.
How can I spin it?
Spin wheel.
Mouse wheel.
Scroll wheel.
It's gone away. Hold on. Let me unselect everybody again. I guess. Is that the best way to do that?
Well, did you click already?
I clicked up and I hit right click to try to spin it, and it selected.
Right click ends your thing. So.
Okay, well, it's selected all of us, so that's not what I wanted.
Well, you've placed it.
Well, I can't place it on myself, though. Yeah.
No, I understand that. But you can place it on yourself. The Foundry doesn't prevent you from doing stupid things. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
You've placed it, unfortunately. But yeah, I think if you hit place measure template in your thing again, it will try to do it again.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so spin it is just the arrows.
No, scroll
there
wheel.
We go. Got it. Okay. I'll do from me. Get those 2.
And
I'm surprised it doesn't get that third one, but
1 succeeded, and 1 failed.
And I need to roll another D8 because I did it at level 2 charges.
Yeah, please roll another D8 because it
didn't give me an option how many charges to use.
Yeah, it doesn't. That part I don't know enough about. All right, so let me see here. I got to figure out which one. All right, so this was the one that failed it, and it's half damage otherwise, correct?
Yeah, half damage otherwise.
All right, this is the one that succeeded, so it's going to take 2 more points. There we go. All right, cool.
And it freezes non-magical liquids, so they're in an ice cube. I know it doesn't. I'm just saying.
It says non-magical weapons, not carried or worn by another creature. So I would assume the ice doesn't freeze around them.
Yeah, I wouldn't think.
I would assume some ice has frozen in the sea itself, and that's being carried away by the current that's going through that I mentioned. So it's kind of heading south. And you definitely froze those guys. You hit him you clearly hit them.
Otherwise, it'd be much nastier, much better than a first level spell. All right, so now I'm going to disengage.
Yeah, it specifically does say that it doesn't do it on things that are worn by creatures or things like that. Anyway, so, you disengage. Go for it.
Let's trying to click myself and.
You're probably in template mode, so you might need to click on the character.
The meeple icon in the upper left.
The meeple. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah, you're probably in template mode.
I was. You're right.
So you just gotta select the guy.
It's like you guys know where I screw up. All right, so disengage. 1, 2 on the movement. 3, 4, 5, and I'll stop there.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All
so that's bonus action, movement, and attack.
All right. Praedyth, you are up, sir.
And can I get rid of this template?
It should go away. I'll get rid of it here in a second.
Okay.
I think it will go away at the beginning of your next turn, but it's fine. Praedyth, you're up. Note, I am in the midst of updating your actual vision of your token, so be forewarned, you might suddenly not be able to see because of what Marcus just did.
Marcus! Oh, wait, I have night vision, don't I?
No, you do not. I've checked.
Dark vision, because I'm half tiefling?
Tieflings don't have dark vision.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's right. He moved away with the light.
Yeah, he moved away with the light. That's the reason why. I will check, though.
I will just.
Oh, actually, because of the half-elf portion, you have dark vision. Although it would be nice if you actually added it to your attributes and your senses.
Eldritch Blast. Wow. I'll try again.
I think I got
badly
everybody
missed.
fixed. No, I've not got everybody fixed because Rhux is also no dark vision.
Well, I'm gonna scoot back a little bit.
Okay.
And Otherwise, useless. All right, that's it.
Actually, the reason why the template didn't go away, John, is because there was a pop-up on my side asking if I wanted to have the template be deleted.
Oh, okay.
That's why. I just turned over to the combat tracker and I was like, wait, hey, it's asking me to delete that. Praedyth, you are complete with your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Rhux, last but not least, Rhux.
I'm annoyed that all my spells require verbal components, which is stupid, because I can't talk.
Maybe you should spend another hour short rest and give yourself water breathing.
Well, probably, but this is still stupid, and I think that's dumb.
All right, so it is your turn, sir.
I'm being accosted by a whole bunch of guys, and they're mean, so I'm going to stab them.
Okay.
I guess we'll stab this one. Yeah, we're going to stab this one.
Okay. Go for it, sir.
As a bonus action, which I don't think... Oh, wait, no, but I did a Divinity already. Frick. Never mind.
Yep.
Can't do the other one either.
Not currently, no.
That's fine. Whatever. All right, we're just gonna stab him. Yep.
All right, you swing at him. You hit him.
Happy stabby.
Stab right into him.
Gonna stab him again.
More hitting.
Stab him twice.
Or more hitting of the creature.
This is really not much else I can do besides just stand here and get bopped by people.
All right. We move to the top of the round. This ghoul is deceased. This ghoul is going to retaliate at Hylough. Because Hylough hit him earlier. So he slashes at you with his claws and misses. So that was great. Oh, wait. He gets a +2, but he still misses. Because he's flanking with his friend, but that's still quite the miss. Dresd'a, you are up.
Alrighty then. Let's see. I'll try him.
Okay.
And let's see. We're going to use Shocking Grasp.
Ooh. Cool.
Hit me with it one more time. I hope it works. Please work. Hurt him. Yay. Zap. So he can't take reactions until the
You're
start.
right. He certainly cannot.
He really cannot take reactions.
He can float.
100%.
Oh, wait,
he cannot
he
take
was
reactions.
the paralyzed dude. Okay. Whatever. All right, then with Totem, my little bitey guy.
You're correct. He can't take reactions.
We'll go after him, and I guess... Oh, okay.
14 hits.
I think of 14 hits. They got crappy ACs, thank
14
goodness.
hits.
Chomp, 2. Took a bite out of crime.
Okay.
And I should have gone after him, and then I could have moved. All right, well, yep, I'm done.
All right. You wouldn't have been able to move because the other one wouldn't have been
Yeah,
dead.
he was. Yeah, he wasn't dead yet.
But so I understand what you were thinking there. Hylough, you're up.
Okay. Let's see here. Take
Maybe I will move next time.
I believe your Kassir, which I believe you have currently.
No.
Oh no, you did
I've
Huyi
got,
and
I got
Korra.
Huyi and Korra, and I'm suppressing Huyi.
Yep. No,
Unless
that's all
that
good. You're correct. You remembered, and I did not. Good call. Slams into that ghoul.
Quick question: when I do short rests, does the suppression end?
I don't believe it says. I think you have to end it yourself. But,
okay. I didn't want to. I just wanted to double check to make sure.
I understand. I think it suppressed goes until. Oh, you're.
Nice shots.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm going to let's see here. I think I will try to.
Yeah, it does not. It doesn't just go away. You have to use a bonus action to get it. Or outside of combat, say you're going to get rid of it, basically. That's what I would also.
Yep.
Like if you said, hey, I'm outside of combat, I'm gonna
Let it
unsuppressed, then I would go, yep, okay. You use your bonus action outside of combat.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hylough, are you done, sir?
Yeah, I think I am.
Okay.
I want to make sure. Yeah, I think I'm good here.
Okay, cool. Real quick question for you. I don't remember if your action surge comes back after a short rest because you did use it last time.
Yeah,
I
let me
think
see here.
Normally for a fighter,
It does.
comes
It
back.
does say.
Okay, cool.
It's back. It's back.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
No, I just want to make sure. This ghoul is
Okay.
dead. This ghoul is dead. Aaron, you're up. I just want to make sure and also kind of remind you.
Yes.
Not that you have to use it, but just to remind you that you have it.
Just in case.
Yep.
I'm attacking.
Given the current state of the affairs of this fight, I'm pretty sure you don't need to use it, but
I'll hold on to it.
yeah, but I just wanted to remind you of it. And also remind myself because you did use it last time, so I want to make sure of when it comes back.
That's an extra 4 to that ghoul.
Which one?
The one right above me.
Okay. Cool. Hitting the same one again?
Yep.
Yep, it hit him. It did the
All right,
damage.
you chuckleheads.
And that's me.
All right.
We're not chuckleheads.
Oh, I was talking about the dog, so I'm getting ready to let him out.
I know.
All right. This one is going to attack you, Aaron. He slashes at you with some claws. He misses. This one here is going to slash at Rhux. That is a hit. Rhux, would you please give me a Constitution saving throw? Since this thing is not actually doing it for me for some reason. That includes your +3. Okay.
Yes.
You are paralyzed.
Or wait, actually,
It did. It did +2, +3. I don't know.
no. It doesn't include my +3. It should be in plus another 3 because I have +5 on my
+5 on your saving
throw.
throw. All right.
That's 10.
Then you are not paralyzed.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't give it to me, but it gives it to everyone else. I might have to mess with the thing.
Yeah, that's fine. This ghoul is going to attack Dresd'a because she's right there. So, and he misses. This ghoul is deceased. I mean, they're all dead, but he's out of the combat. This ghoul has decided that. Has decided that. How smart is he? Yeah, Iylis. He hits Iylis.
No.
Iylis, give me another Constitution saving throw.
No.
Oh, you're fine. You're not this time. And it is now your turn.
All right, so I use my tempestuous magic underwater.
If you did not have a swim speed, I would say it would only move you half its distance, but you have a swim speed, so I will say it works fine.
Okay. It's just a matter of where to move to because they're kind of surrounding me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if you, like I said, if you didn't have a swim speed, I would say that it works, but you can only move half.
Well, I'm gonna pull out my wand.
But now you have a full swim speed, so.
Wand of magic missiles.
Be careful. To do tempestuous magic, you have to cast a first level spell or higher. Wand of magic missiles does not count. That's not you casting a spell. That is the magic of the wand being used.
I see.
Just go ahead and move. Can you move through me? Is that gonna?
I'm going to take at least.
You can always
one
disengage.
Yeah, you
or
could
two
disengage.
opportunities
You could use your action to disengage.
Yeah, I could.
But then he's got to cast.
Well, you can swim out.
Well, no, he doesn't have to cast if he just wants to disengage and away.
Okay.
He can just move away if he wants. That is a very legitimate action. And I believe
you can fight another round.
Yeah, don't stay there. Whatever you do.
Yeah, I mean, you can cast a spell and do 10 feet. Remember, 10 feet is also diagonal. You can move 2 diagonal squares.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just reminding you.
Get behind
what happens
me.
if you cast Gust of Wind underwater?
I would say that probably doesn't work as well.
Fart bubbles.
You can do so. Like, if you want to do it so you can use the spell to move yourself, then yes, by all means, you can do that. But it's only going to probably be half as effective.
Got it.
Because you're trying to move. You're trying to move water instead of the air itself.
Yeah, but I could just create air. Hear me out.
Yes, you're creating air that's pushing against the pressure of the water, so it's probably not going to do so great.
I see. Yeah, I'm probably just going to disengage.
Okay. Yeah, you don't provoke any opportunity attacks, so you can just move right on out.
2, 3, 4. Wait. Why is it? Oh. 4, 5, 6.
All right, cool. You're up by Marcus. You're going to lead all those ghouls right to Marcus. I'm sure he enjoys that.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You still have a bonus action if you want to do something with that.
Okay. I don't have a bonus action.
Okay,
so,
fair enough. All right. This ghoul is going to attack Aaron with a +2. Slashes at Aaron. That's 17. I don't think that hits you. I think you have a 20, right? Yep. So he misses. This ghoul right here is going to attack Rhux. Claws. He misses as well. This ghoul right here is going to attack Aaron with some claws. And a +2. That actually is going to hit you, Aaron. That's actually a 24 to hit, not a 22.
I can shake it. Let me roll a d6.
So you're still hit. And give me a Constitution saving throw. You're fine. You are not paralyzed. All right. Marcus, you are up, sir.
Okay. Let's try to help Rhux out. 1, 2, 3 on the diagonal.
Sure.
I'm going to stab this one. We'll pull out my knife and stab this one.
Cool.
Or attempt to stab it anyway.
Remember, you don't have disadvantage because you have a swim speed on any of your attacks, so you don't have to use a knife to do it. Just reminding you. If you had a mace or anything.
Oh, I've got a rapier, actually. I could use my rapier.
Yeah, I'm just reminding you.
Yeah.
That because you have the swim speed now, you don't have disadvantage on some of these attacks that you had before, that you had the previous session.
I can use a hand crossball then at the minimum range. Then,
it still has it still only goes as far as the minimum range increment, but yes, you can.
I'll do this. This way, maybe Rhux will. If I don't kill him, Rhux will get a bonus.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm trying to stab him with my rapier whenever I find the bloody thing. I never use it. So.
No, I know. Funny.
That's the reason I don't use it.
Oh, that's a bad miss. You drop it.
I dropped my rapier.
And it kind of goes hilt first into the sand below.
Okay.
You still have your bonus, I think. You could pick it up. Or you could just let it be there. It's up to you.
I'll just let it be there. It's disappointed me. I should stick with shooting people.
All right. Fair enough. I believe you still have a bonus action.
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to decide if I want to help Rhux out or get out of there. I'll just stay there.
Okay.
It betrayed Marcus.
It did.
Rhux is going to go before that ghoul.
Aaron. You're blessed. I mean, mark inspiration to Aaron. I was trying to think of something clever to play, but he's not actually poisoned or anything.
No,
so.
he's not. All right.
Poison's bane upon you.
You're up.
Okay, let's see. I'll take the
Gonna hurt a bit.
Awesome.
use the other one to tackle this.
However, misses.
Got one. And last turn.
All right.
That's all I'm ready.
All right, Rhux.
I'm going down to grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Rhux, you're up. You might be muted if you're speaking.
Rhux is gone.
Is gone.
He had another emergency.
Rhux.
I am so sorry. I thought there was another person to still to go.
We've only been saying your name for like the last 2 minutes or a minute or so. Raoul.
My bad. I see that one is dead, so I will instead strike fear into this one.
Okay. Without speaking a word because you can't currently talk.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah.
You still hit it even with that kind of pathetic roll.
Hey.
Definitely still hit it there. But not as much damage as you had hoped on that one. It's kind of hits it in the side and it kind of shifts off. In fact, you seem to get more of the kind of shredded clothing than you do of the creature. Anything else?
Is there a single other thing that I can do?
You can't really speak, so that's certainly not helping.
Yeah, it's not.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right.
Yep.
Top of the next round. That one's dead. This ghoul is going to attack Hylough still because Hylough, well, he's going to slide this way and then he's going to attack Hylough. Fortunately, he just doesn't get a bonus to it. Actually, he could have slid further and gotten the bonus, but that's okay. Hylough, I believe, does he hit you?
I can't tell what he got.
Well, he got a 19, but he definitely hits you.
Yeah, okay.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Save. Oh, I moved out of the aura.
Yeah, you're too far away, but that's still good enough. You're not paralyzed. Dresd'a, you're up. Oh my god! So as an aside, I switched. 6 months ago or so, I searched for basically a streaming viewer kind of thing, plugin for Foundry, and didn't find one. Over this last week, I searched again and found one, and basically, I don't have to keep doing any camera work in stream view recording. So whenever it highlights a new person in the order, the camera on my watcher automatically centers them and does all that sort of stuff. So
very cool.
Makes it a lot easier for me now. Now I can more focus on what's going on in the battle instead of having to look at the stream view so often to be sure that it's centered and not centered, but at least in frame and stuff like that. I shout out to the guy who got it, but I don't remember the name who made it. But I don't have the name. I don't remember his name, but I'll put it in the summary for this video.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's helpful. Now I can focus more on you guys than the extra little bits. She shocks the grasp on the dude.
Is he still up?
Well, he looks like he's still up, doesn't he? He didn't go to a skull. So
okay.
yes, he's still up.
Then I'm going to try to bite him. See if that hits.
Try to bite him? That does hit.
Yeah. Chomp. Bzz, chomp. That's the third time in a row with this guy.
Yeah, you've been getting a lot of 2s on that one.
I think he's missing his 2 front teeth.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'll move.
All right. Well, you'll take an attack of opportunity. Oh, wait.
No, I'm just relocating.
Oh, you're just moving around him. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Sounds good. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Hylough, you're up.
Okay, so I'll see what I can do with this guy here since he's been mean to me.
You be mean right back.
Yeah. The other interesting thing about the stream view is that when you target somebody, it automatically moves to center, make sure that the whole thing is centered. So like when somebody targeted somebody at range, it actually moved the camera, zoomed it out a little bit so you could see the target. It's actually it's really cool, actually. Anyway, Hylough, that was a massive blow against this ghoul, and he slumps to the decking of the ship.
And I will move to here and target him and Warhammer.
Hits.
A little damage. Okay. And I am done.
All right. The school is gone. The school is gone. Aaron, you're up, sir.
All right. Gonna hit the one I hit last time.
No, you're not. You're going to drop your weapon, and the longsword sinks into the sand a little bit.
There's a lot of that going around.
To pick it up.
All right, you can do so. You can swing again. And that will hit. Doesn't quite take him out, though.
Does that.
Okay, you lightning charge him.
Yay.
Okay.
And that's me.
Cool. All right. This ghoul, who is still alive, is going to attack Aaron. His claws. He's going to paralyze somebody, but not this round. That one's dead. This ghoul here is going to attack Dresd'a. Some claws. Oh, that's a hit. Dresser takes some damage and also needs to give me a Constitution save, please. That is good enough. You are not paralyzed. This ghoul is deceased. This ghoul here is going to attack Hylough. His claws, he hits, I think. Probably like a 15. Do you have an armor class of 15?
I have 17.
Oh, it is a 17. I was going to plus 4. I'll give me another Constitution save.
On save normal.
Ooh, that one. Is your con? You hold on. Your con is normally +5. You are within 10 feet of Rhux. Rhux, your aura isn't working. You have a 10. You actually save. I checked.
It's not working.
His aura should be giving a +3, and it just didn't.
It says +2 and +3.
Right. That's because Hylough has a +3 from proficiency because he's proficient in those saving throws. But he should have another. He should have another +3 on top.
It was working early. Wait a minute.
Are you sure it was working earlier, or does?
Are you sure I didn't?
Iylis also has proficiency on Constitution saving throws.
Dadgummit.
Iylis, you're up, sir.
I wouldn't have. I don't.
No, you still failed on the wall.
I don't know about that one. This is
anyway. Regardless, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm going to target this dude.
Okay. That's awesome.
I'm going to use my wand.
Sounds.
I still have the wand of frost fingers. You just get rid of it, though.
No, you get. Oh, I was going to say, you gave it to me.
Slam. A bunch of magic missiles come flying through the water and slam into the creature next to Rhux. And anything else you're doing, Sir Iylis?
That's going to be all.
Right. We then head on to another ghoul who is going to attack Aaron. And with his claws... Oh, thought for a second there I might get a 20, but unfortunately he did not. Ghoul down, Marcus.
So I will pull out my hand crossbow and shoot the one who's behind Aaron, or try to. Not the heavy pistol, the hand crossbow. All right, and I'm not using sharpshooter. Good thing too.
That's a miss.
I suck. All right. With my movement, can I pick up my sword, my foil?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
Can I sheath it, or do I just have to pick it up?
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
then I'm done.
Using the movement to do all the stuff with it, so it's fine. Praedyth.
Alright. Try and hit the same guy. Might as well. Don't do it again.
Oh. Going about 50-50 here today.
Yeah, I know.
Praedyth, this is an interesting experience for you. You're like literally underwater and you're breathing it, and wishing you had this sort of stuff, a decade ago.
Yeah. My research would have gone last minute.
Yeah. Anything else you want to do?
No, that's it.
All right, Rhux, you're up, sir.
Okay. Who could do? That's the wrong person. That's myself. And whoop-a-doo.
That's it. A lot of damage for 2d6.
Sometimes, I roll more than a 2 on the d6.
Probably should have taken like something like Great Weapon Fighting or something. Get your rerolls one.
I don't think it counts for it. I thought about that, and I don't think it counts for this weapon.
All right, so you hit a couple times. Anything else you want to do?
Because I had read some stuff about that. Or maybe it did work, and I just decided I wanted to do other things. I don't know.
No, it doesn't work with the trident.
Yeah, even though it has versatile.
It's got to be like heavy weapons, I think.
Like that. I remember looking that up for a while for that exact purpose.
Gotcha.
I could just decide, that's why I wish I could get a shield like the one that I have in the other thing where I don't have to hold it. That'd be fun. Anyway, that's all I got.
All right. Top of the next round, Ghoul, Dresd'a.
Let's see if I can continue to work on my friendly neighborhood ghoul. I'm going to try to bite him first.
Okay.
Woohoo, I got a crit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll that twice. Woohoo, yeah.
Nice job.
Big numbers. Yeah. And then I'll go ahead and try to help Aaron out by targeting that dude and using Chill Touch.
Okay.
My cantrip. I can do it trip. Please hit.
Okay.
Hooray. And he can't take reactions, etc., etc. No,
Okay.
that's not it. Disadvantage against attack rolls and can't regain hit points. There we go.
Okay.
And movement. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that makes us flanking?
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Then I'll do that.
All right. Hylough, you're up.
Alrighty. Let's see here. I think I will.
You get +2 for flanking.
I do. Oh, cool.
Yep.
Hammer this guy.
That only hits.
Ooh.
Definitely hammered.
And then there's only one left. No, there's two left.
2 left.
Over by Aaron.
I will.
That one south of Aaron might be really. I just hit him for 12, so he might be ready to go down.
Aaron wants to take care of him.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Pancaked him.
All right. Anything else there?
I guess. Let's see here. I will start searching through this ship. No, that's all.
Okay, cool. Down. Aaron.
All right. Let's take care of this young fellow right here.
That ends my my ghoul problem. As you take him down, and the body kind of slopes over and falls and slowly floats down into the crevasse there, down below.
Loot the shipwreck.
And any ghoul bodies that might still be up
here. So yeah, you guys have been fought. Those guys coming up. What do you want to do now?
Loot the shipwreck.
So you're gonna, all right. So you start looking through the shipwreck. Basically, you go through in there, and there's a bunch of passenger cabiners, mostly here in the back. And again, similar to what you've been seeing in the ship so far, the wreckage so far. Most of the stuff is either just rotted wood or rusty metal or things like that. That being said, Dresd'a, you find a quill pen tip. So like the feather that would be part of the quill is long since destroyed. You find a pen tip and an inkwell. And when you touch that, you feel a very slight tingle.
Oh, I'm taking it. The well and the tip.
You're allergic to it.
And in front of you, a few moments later in front of you, a apparition appears in front of you. And it looks like the following.
Question. Can I, like, when I'm not suppressing Hui, I get feathers. Can I pluck one of those feathers and use it as a base for the quill tip?
No.
Oh, okay. No special properties. I just thought it'd be cool.
Yeah. So this apparition appears in front of you.
A ghost.
Yeah, Shaggy. And it looks at you as you're kind of holding the ink pen or the quill pen tip in the ink, and it looks at you and he says, you see its eyes kind of come up a little bit, and it goes, "You."
Yeah, me. What about me?
And you see it kind of look back behind itself and go, "Hush, be quiet."
Okay.
And it comes back, it looks back at you and says, "No, not you."
Okay, who needs to be quiet?
You. No, not you.
I look behind him. Can I see anything?
No, can I
step around him?
He's looking at you strangely, and as he kind of looks around to the rest of the stuff, he's like, his eyes light upon Praedyth, and he's like, he seems confused for a moment. But I mean, yeah, you can see through him. He's clearly an apparition of some sort.
Are we
Okay.
in this room with her?
Can the rest
Who
of us
are
see
you?
this, or just her?
Well, you guys are in the ship. You can hear her talking, and you heard the voice. I mean, if I could do a reverse reverb voice, I'd do it, but I can't. So you hear the voice.
Who are you?
You see him. Actually, first, before I answer that question, give me an Arcana check. Dresd'a.
Arcana. Go. Do I get disadvantage?
Nope.
I mean advantage?
No.
Okay.
Neither of those things.
Just regular.
So you vaguely recall ghosts and things like that. And normally they're not as gray looking as this ghost is. Like, there's still sort of the bluish, whitish tinge to him that you can sort of see through and stuff like that. But he seems very gray, which seems odd too.
Extra ghost?
No, just he's, instead of, the apparition being sort of a bluish white kind of thing that you can see through, that there's some of that is there, but it's dulled. It's almost as if the color is being drained out of it. Probably the best way to put it. So it's still there, but it's just not there.
So
as much as
maybe he's not a ghost. Maybe he's a projection.
Anyway, I heard rejection, not projection. Now I understand what you said. I was like, maybe he's a rejection. I'm like, what? That's why I giggled.
The ghost world didn't want him.
Yeah, exactly. But he kind of looks at you for a second. And he says, "Hi." It's almost like he's testing his voice for the first time in a long time. I am Basir Alsace.
Is that the Eternal Eye guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yay! So I'm looking for something to save the world called the Eternal Eye. And my research said that you were the last person to have it.
It gives you a name and, hey, wait, I'm looking for you. I'm surprised I found you as a ghost. But no, I'm just going to ask questions. No. He's like,
straight to the point.
You have been searching for me?
Yes.
And the Eye of the Eternity.
Yes, to destroy an evil that is trying to force its way into this world. To destroy it.
Not know how the Eye would help you there.
I'm not sure either, but that's what my guides have been telling me.
He kind of just floats up through the floorboards to the top of the ship, and you hear him up there saying, "No, be quiet! Stop it with the incessant talking. I will not be distracted."
Okay.
And then you see, and this time, those of you who see him or hear him do that, which, Dresd'a, you can sort of see him through the skeleton of the ship. You notice that this time, and you recall that, yeah, more than likely this happened the first time he said hush and quiet. He darkens, like it's as if more of the color gets leached out of him, and he gets darker. And then when he stops doing that, the color seems to leach back in a little bit.
So it sounds like he's using a concentration spell.
You can give me an Arcana check if you want about something like that. At this point in time, most of you have seen this guy at this point.
Okay,
hey, what's
maneuver
this
up
dude
closer.
about?
If he's using a concentration spell, this is a spell unlike you've ever heard of. Should end that sentence with a preposition. He then focuses back on you again, and he says, "I find it odd that you would be searching for me."
Are you still alive?
You see him actually do a slight wry smile, and he says, "If only I were. Only I were. I do know of the Eye. I do not know how it could help you save.
Do you know where it is?
Evil, but
well,
I do know the Eye.
It's to be used to close. So he's trying to force a tear in the dimensions between our worlds, and the Eye will seal it for eternity. so he can't do that.
I don't believe I've ever told you that, but okay.
Okay.
He seems confused for a minute. He says, No. The eternal eye only allows you to see what was or what might be.
Okay, well, it's going to show us how to defeat it.
Maybe. I do know where it is. I could guide you there.
Oh, thank you so much.
But there is payment to be considered.
Oh, of course. And what would this payment consist of?
Something keeps me here.
On
this mortal coil.
What keeps you here?
When you say that, he turns again and says, Shut up! Shut up! He turns back and brightens back up again. The heart keeps me here.
The heart of
what?
Slowly
attempts to siphon my very soul.
Where is the heart? And do we destroy it?
You say that, and you see him look over your shoulder towards the crevasse. He says, It's down there.
Okay. Do we destroy it once we find it?
I believe that would solve the problem, yes.
Okay, but if we destroy it and you disappear, how will I find the eye?
Great question.
Trust me.
Will you accept my word?
I will. You will find the eye when this happens.
Okay.
Most assuredly.
Okay.
Can I roll insight on that?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's kind of an otherworldly dude who's 200 years dead.
I know. I have to roll.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. No, you can. You can.
It's just a principle thing.
No. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I'm not trying to prevent you. Who knows? If you get a really good roll, you might.
I won't, but that's okay.
It's not a bad roll.
That's a good roll.
Again, it is hard to read him. He's a ghostly figure that you can see partially through. I will say the following. You're not sure if he's playing a trick on you, but with a 19, you realize that there is a part of him that you cannot see through.
Which part?
Yeah.
Like,
are we talking
John,
like his...
John, I will let you make a guess before I will tell you, but I want you to guess first what you think it might be.
His
that
heart.
I can't see through?
Yeah.
I was going to say his heart, his chest area.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You can't see through the milky orb that's in the circlet on his head.
Duh. Okay.
Oh.
It's a magic.
I wonder if that's the eye.
Maybe you can reach out and
Did I
grab
ever
it.
read any descriptions of what the eye looked like?
I don't remember what I put in your summary. Let me
history check.
No. I would just give it to you. I just have to find it.
Okay.
Let me find the information I gave you previously. And the Eternal Eye. First of all, I will say that Marcus has had this intuition, not you. Secondly, I would say that when he presents something like this to you, I will potentially give you the information. But you would potentially know the information when that occurs.
Okay.
And Marcus will not reveal it at this point.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So he looks over the thing. He says, and he says, "You will find it. It will be within your grasp."
Okay. All right. So go down into the thing to hunt for the heart. You guys ready to roll?
Do we need to recast before we go down, or
recast what?
I'm good to go.
Water breathing.
Water breathing.
No.
It lasts for the whole day.
Yes.
Oh.
However, there is one person without water breathing.
Yeah.
We need to go up and wait an hour so I can give it to myself because I can't go that deep.
Well, what time of day is it? Because we got to think at some point they're going to start wondering where we are on the ship.
It is almost noon.
I mean, what do we need? I mean, only Rhux needs to go up and get a gulp of air, right? What's?
Yeah.
Well, if it's like a cavern or something, he has to go.
No, he's going up to take a short rest so he can cast water breathing on himself, so he can do all his spells down there.
Okay, well, we could all do that and just recharge, I guess.
Okay, so we're going down in this hole,
but it lasts the whole day. That's what I just found out.
Yeah.
So we don't.
I mean, if we want to wait, it's just.
Is there anything
in our ship
in this wreckage that we can go through? I mean, can we? Is it done everything we can?
Yeah, you've looked at everything. There's nothing extra in this thing.
Yeah.
Just a couple of things that Dresd'a found.
So
and
I
the ghoul
vote
bodies
we go
didn't have
up.
anything like the newer ghoul bodies. I'd like to search those.
You search through them again. No money on the bodies.
Right.
Most of the sailors use all their money in port while they wait.
Yes.
And then they don't really have much on the ship itself. So, unfortunately,
no rings or anything like that, or anything.
Not up here.
Okay.
I will allow you, Hylough, an insight check though.
Me?
Yeah.
Inciting.
Mostly because you're playing Morpheer and.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean you were searching around, so give me an insight check.
Nice.
The way everything is situated with this wreckage and the way it is, if there was still anything in this wreckage, it probably flowed out of this holes in the ship down into that crevice.
Huh.
So it's probably at the bottom of the ocean down there, the sea down there.
I say we go down there and risk life and limb to get whatever's down there.
I mean, you don't have to. I just
Awesome.
it seems kind of obvious that might happen.
Oh no, we have to.
Let's go up top and then we'll take an hour short rest and then go down if that's because that'll put us at 1 o'clock.
Yeah, the ghost keeps on looking at you guys like you're really weird and strange, but
we
actually
will be back. We will help you.
Dresd'a and Praedyth, you know that he keeps looking at you two specifically more frequently than the rest.
Huh. Why do you
thinks
keep
you're cute.
looking at us? Is there something about us that attracts your attention?
He's about to say something, and then again he turns like, shh. It is so strange that it is you that would find.
Why me?
Oh, not just you.
Why is that strange?
You are the
okay,
two.
so what's...
You're the two in the vision.
What vision?
The vision that was shown to me by the eye, unbidden, unasked for.
And can you tell us what this vision was?
He seems to try to calm himself for a second, or just kind of like he's searching inward for the words, and for but a moment you see sort of a flash through his face of what might be if this ghost were to be against you, because his visage sort of changes and becomes more horrific in view, but not enough to make you have to do a saving throw or anything like that. Remember, ghosts have this horrific visage that they can do upon you, as almost as if he loses a little bit of control for a moment. And then he looks back and he's like, the reason why I was on this, he looks down at the ship, I was searching for you.
Huh. Wow.
See, you were
Do you
part
know
of a
anything about
vision.
dream walking?
He just kind of, no. I do not know anything about dream walking.
Okay, I was wondering if the vision might have been a dream.
No, it was shown to me by the eye.
Okay.
Unbidden. Unasked for. I did not know if it was the future or the past. Okay. Clearly, seeing you here now, it must be the future.
Yeah. So what did you see in the vision that made you want to search for me?
He seems reluctant to speak the words, but after a moment, he says, I thought I was just dreaming. Thought I was sleeping in the tower, in the school. Flashes started first. Just flashes. First of strange jungles, then of even stranger symbols. And then a ziggurat.
That.
And then I was inside, and I saw you. He looks at Dresd'a. And you, and he looks at Praedyth, walking up the stairs to the top of a dais. 3 statues on either in a triangle on its top. One of a young woman, one of an old woman, and one of a woman of childbearing age. That's how he puts it.
We were there, weren't we?
You've never seen this.
You read about it.
You read about this.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's it. All right.
But he's now giving you,
that sounds familiar.
He's giving you far more details than you read at this point. It was you two. You went into there. You, Dresd'a. You, and he's looking at you, Dresd'a. You stood in the center of three interlocking circles. That one, and he kind of gestures toward Praedyth, took 3 orbs from his pocket, placed one in the outstretched hands of each of the statues. When an orb was placed, the hand closed upon it and came into the chest. These are statues, mind you. This should not have happened. Once all 3 were there, he hurried down the stairs, and the faces, the masks on the faces, fell away, revealing blinding light that seemed to stream into you. And that is when I lost the vision. That is when I woke. I do not know what it means. But at that point, I figured I set my life upon the path of trying to discover it, and you.
And now you found us.
I took the next ship, the Triton, to Emmerdal to seek out one of the rune mages there. But of course, a storm took us into the shoals and the rocks here at the walls, and we crashed and plummeted into the depths, where clearly, and at that point he says, shut up, I will not listen, I will not be taken into your whispers. And then he turns back
Who
and
are
says,
you talking to?
And he turns back and he says, where I died. He doesn't answer your question.
Did they tell us about the whispers that they were hearing? Did Rhux say something about whispers?
I would say that if you remember to tell them about the flashing light going on the thing, that probably they did too during that hour rest.
Okay. It must be the same whispers that Rhux has been hearing. Whatever creature is trying, whatever's captured him is trying to suck his soul.
He's
turn it into
speaking
one of
to
those
it like
things.
he would speak to minions or something.
Well, his body may be right there. His body may be at wherever these things are.
Okay, well, we need to get the show on the road here. So let's get our short rest and let's go down into the hole and start digging.
He kind of looks at the two of you and he says, I will be down there. And he fades away.
Okay, we'll see you in a little bit.
Oh, crud.
Let's go. Let's roll, bitches.
All right.
I'm ready.
So you guys head up so that Rhux can take a rest, or
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, we.
Well,
we're all
other
gonna take a
people who've
short
been
rest.
wounded might want to get a short rest too.
Yeah,
I'm
I
fine
mean, you
with
guys
that.
actually swim back up a couple hundred yards to get to the boat that you left anchored there,
And bring the boat down to here.
Yeah, if you wish,
Yeah.
that's fine. You
Yes.
bring the boat
Yeah.
down here, and you guys spend another hour taking a rest.
So-
We're
give
able
me another
to
short rest.
contact the main ship during that time.
So-
So that way we let them know what we're doing.
as you get to the top and are waiting during this rest, you're looking around up there. You guys are maybe no more than a quarter mile or so from where the Daviolo Sabato had wrecked. Like, you're not too far away from those rocks, so you're still probably about 4.5 miles away from your ship back down to the south.
Could we, the people who aren't resting, can we row back here in an hour?
It's going to take you more than an hour. It's going to take you about 45 minutes to get back to your ship. So you might be able to do the whole thing in an hour and a half, maybe an hour and 20 minutes.
I think we should do that just to let them know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
okay.
Because I don't need a short rest. I can row, and whoever else doesn't need.
All right, so you start rowing. It takes you probably about 40 minutes to get back to the ship. And as you guys are kind of approaching, they notice you. Clear that they notice you as you're getting closer to the ship. Let me take you to this one, so that we're at least kind of back to some of the ship stuff. Getting closer to the ship, what are you guys doing there? What do you want to do there?
Just tell True that we found. Do we holler at True? Can we get on the ship? I'm assuming nothing's really wrong.
Yeah, you get to the ship, it's empty. I'm kidding. Okay.
You
get to the ship, they notice you. God. They notice you and start helping you get in and put down a ladder and get you guys up. And True kind of meets you at the top, and she says, "All right, or you got everything?" She notices that there's stuff in the actual boat because you got some stuff in there. It's like, "You got everything? Are we ready to move out?"
Who's the name of that scholar lady?
Dalsa?
What's her name again?
Dalsa?
Mm-hmm. Dalsa. She's on the ship, isn't she?
As far as you know, unless she died during the night or
Can
something.
I have a quick conversation with her and tell her what I found?
Yeah, you can head to the cabins in the front where she normally
We can unload some of the stuff while we're...
Yeah, if you want. Okay. You can start unloading things. So we'll go back to you for a second. We'll get to you in a second, Dresd'a. You guys pull up the stuff that you had before. Let's see. None of you said you were going to spend the whole time trying to get all the coins out of the midship area. So I'm going to assume you got some of them, but not all of them.
But they're still there. We can always go back.
Yeah, they're still there. I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying I would assume that you didn't do all of them because you didn't get all of them this time.
Peter, do you not know this party? If there's gold, we will not be leaving.
I'm not saying you won't go back. I'm just saying you didn't spend enough time this previous time to get everything.
But we will. We will.
That being said, you didn't get any of the crates from the Daviolo yet. Because remember, the silt was all up. So all you've got at this point are the 6 crates that were found in the cargo bay of the thing. So you unload that and bring it.
And those 6 bottles.
And the 6 bottles, yes.
Yeah.
And the necklace that Praedyth has. So you guys start to unload that. You head in and find Galsa sitting in there in the cabin, kind of. She's got sort of a makeshift desk because she's a gnome. Basically, she can just sit on a small stool and use a crate as a desk. And she's currently writing on some of the some scrolls there, and kind of looks up when you come in and says, "Dresd'a, it's good to see you again. Are we going to be underway soon? I would like to get to Calestria as soon as possible."
Yeah, we will, but first we have a little side adventure. We found the shipwreck.
Last night wasn't enough of a side adventure with ghouls and things of that nature. It seems that this water is infested.
But we found the shipwreck where Duflaci went down and died.
Duflaci?
And I actually spoke. I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names. I deal with it. And his ghost, and we spoke to his ghost, and he needs us to free him.
Ghost?
Yes.
We've seen a ghost.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Well, I've seen worse things, I guess. I've seen more unusual
Yeah,
things.
but aren't you excited? We found the shipwreck. We found it.
Okay. I'm excited for you.
Well, I thought you'd be excited. You're a historian.
I'm a historian for things that are 5,000 years old. 200 years ago, technically I was alive.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's not
That's
really
just like
it's not really
history.
historical to me.
It's a
But nobody else
practically
knew
a
where it
trip
was,
down
right?
memory lane.
You found something nobody else knew about. They didn't know where it was. We found it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I just told her, and you know what? Okay.
She doesn't seem quite that enamored as you are. She seems to be responding to your fervor with the things of like, hey, that's great, sounds wonderful. I'm glad you found something that you were looking for. But she just doesn't have quite the same excitement as you do.
I described the 3 statues and ask her if she knows anything about that. Does it sound familiar to her?
She's like, no. All malice and things are
and I tell her how I read. I
also
read about it
stuff
in a book.
Read what in a book? Oh, his vision,
yeah.
Malice statues are usually only 2. The duology nature of their pantheon. So I've never heard of 3 statues in a temple.
Okay.
But it sounds intriguing. It sounds like it was sort of a if what you're saying is true, it sounds like there was a Malice temple of some sort, or at least maybe a post-cursor to them, maybe in the years post the cataclysm. Some of it, some of their culture rubbed off in other areas after the cataclysm, and she seems to be pondering and thinking through theories and possibilities. You seem to have intrigued her at least a little bit. I'd have to think about it a bit. I haven't heard of anything of this nature, but there's so much lost post cataclysm that maybe there is something there that we are missing.
Okay. All right. Well, she doesn't have anything to give me, then I'll just go ahead and go back and get ready to go back to the
well, I mean,
area.
Maybe she does have something to give you, but you're just not asking the right question.
Yeah, I never do.
Because you're not really asking questions. You're just stating, here's what I found.
Well, I know I want to ask her something, but I can't remember what I want to ask her.
Walk out of the room and walk back in. Maybe you'll remember.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine.
I want information from her, Peter.
You've given her more information and have intrigued her, but that's about it at this point.
Why don't you just ask her a generic question like, what
tell
can
me
you tell me?
Everything you know.
What can you tell me?
Tell me what you know. Grab her by the collar.
I've been alive for 250 years.
Yeah.
What were we doing with the dream walking stuff?
You asked him about it, but he doesn't. The ghost, but he didn't seem to know anything about it. You haven't done anything since the. You have not mentioned that you wanted to do anything with it since the information you gained in Margali.
And what about your research? What were the ruins that you wanted to visit?
Oh no, that's not here. That's Calestria. That's why I wish we'd get back on our way. And you notice a little bit of an edge to her voice there, like she's impatient.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on deck, you guys open up the barnacle-encrusted crates that you found from the hold of what you now know as the Triton. And most of them are just filled with just rotted sacks of grain or whatever. You have no idea what it was. This is nasty when you pull it open. Weird stuff kind of boils out of it and stuff. It's like True Guys gives you guys a look and says, you guys are cleaning that up. None of us are. But two of the ones actually do have something of interest to you guys. When you break open those two, I gotta find the thing. One of them contains 20 bars of gold.
Ooh.
And another one contains 50 bars of silver.
Oh.
And there is a third crate of the 6 that you're able to find that doesn't just explode when you open. It holds a variety of when you finally open it up, a bunch of tarnished silver. So silver in this case meaning things like silverware, silver tea sets, like silver place settings, that sort of stuff. It's like it was intended, like it's somebody's place settings that they maybe were sending somewhere or shipping somewhere, but it's all silver and it's very tarnished. You're not 100% sure that, given how tarnished it is, you're uncertain if it's salvageable or not. Like, maybe it's salvageable. You're just going to have to figure out if you can find the right polish to get it back to a usable state. But it's very tarnished.
Do we have is the other little skiff or whatever it is it repaired? Or you just have the one?
No, you have two. The second one is repaired enough that you could use it. Matt's like, I don't know if I would put 1,000 pounds in it, but you could use it. What he's saying is you just wouldn't trust it with a full load, basically.
Right. I'm just trying to figure out if while we're at this other wreckage, if we could get people to go back to the boom boom ship and clear out that hold.
Yeah, you can. True, kind of.
If we get somebody else
ponders it for a second, he's like, yeah, I mean, I guess so. We could send guys to it. Yeah.
Somebody can they swim, hold their breath, or whatever? Can they?
Yeah, I mean, it's only that's only about 15 to 20 feet.
Okay,
it's not very far down.
But remember, I will tell True this: there was some type of trail on the other ship, and it seems like some of their sailors left with a map and some cargo before it went bad with the ghouls. So just be aware there may be other people out here.
We've been keeping an eye out just in case the ghouls come back anyway. How long do you think it's going to take to finish what you're after?
2 more hours?
I was going to say 3, but no more than 3.
I mean, we need to get out of here in the next 6 hours, I want to say. Probably in the next 5, because it's going to take us an hour or 2 to get through all these shoals. Then we can be on our way again. At least we will be out of the wall. We can weather a night out there if we so desire. Just try to get through the break.
Right.
So that gives
so
you,
let's get out there and get back.
You get about 4 hours is what she's sort of implying. So you've got.
Well, we can do it in that time.
Otherwise, you're going to spend another night here. It's all she's saying.
Right. Well, we've been taking care of those ghouls. We know we're like they're almost all gone now. I mean, they're probably all gone. As a matter of fact.
Don't say that. Don't.
I'm trying to
challenge
reassure her.
Accepted.
Trying to reassure her.
Double the
go on the low
ghouls.
side. It's better to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we had a little bit of a run."
She kind of looks at you, Hylough, and says, "Don't sugarcoat it for me. Don't ever sugarcoat it for me. I know for a fact that the wall is infested with ghouls and that sort of stuff. Clearly, have not killed them all."
Well, just talking about this one wreckage.
Okay, so we'll be back as soon as we can.
Didn't you realize that the scum that was going to try to get you killed, he was taking us towards the sirens?
The what?
Sirens. That's where we were headed before.
Oh.
What's a siren? Never heard of that.
We should take you there sometime, young man.
That doesn't sound like a good place.
Sounds like a fun place to go.
But you're right. They were going to betray us.
Mm-hmm. The wall is not necessarily a wonderful place to be.
All in all.
Yeah.
So the sooner we get out of here, the better.
Okay.
The sooner we get out of here, the better.
I'm just saying, leave enough people here to defend the ship.
We do, but I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to.
No. I'm talking to Hylough. We don't want to. I'd rather not get the stuff and have the ship here when we get back than get the stuff.
Well, just whatever.
Rhux,
I'll leave it up to True to make a decision about what to do.
Rhux, give me an intelligence check.
Well, am I here?
Yes. Why wouldn't you be here?
Oh.
They rowed the ship back. You were in the boat.
You're the whole reason for a long rest. Yeah. A short rest.
Big brain.
As you're kind of listening to that, you realize that you remember that there is a deep enough channel for the ship to get to that other ship, that canyon. Like the canyon, its average is about 30 feet. So
we could weigh anchor and head on over there and then go from there.
Yes, that's sort of what Rhux is implying.
Yeah.
It will take a little bit of maneuvering to get to the mouth of that canyon, but once you're in there, it should be fine.
I think we should do that.
Is that on the way out, or is that just farther in?
That would be farther in, so you'd have to turn back around and come back through the canyon to get out. But you could take the whole point is you could take the entire ship over there and have the ship closer to where you're at.
Oh, and then we wouldn't spend so much time.
The chasm is in this canyon that Rhux is mentioning.
Right.
Anyway,
well, let's do that.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. And then they'd be closer to the other ship, the other sink, the other rack, so they could get the stuff out. Okay.
Yeah, and we can get a whole bunch
of you guys start maneuvering the ship. Give me a survival check to see how well you guys maneuver towards the stuff. And it takes about 10 minutes to kind of get everything with the dinghy out there kind of sounding out the water and stuff like that. But you get them, you get the ship into that canyon and are able to start sailing it towards the thing. And with the ship, it only takes you about an hour to get there. So I mean, by the time the ship can go about 5 miles per hour, so it takes you about an hour to get to where you need to be. So at about early mid-afternoon, you guys are near where the ship went down. The Daviola went down. And you've had your short rest. So if you wish to make a short rest, you may do so. And anyone who wishes to give themselves water breathing may do so. But that will be your usage of...
Worth it.
Yep, of Channel Divinity.
Yep, definitely.
So now everybody has water breathing except for Dresd'a, who just has a natural.
Lucky.
And you could give it, Rhux, you could give it to a couple of the people that are going over to the other ship.
That is also true.
to help salvage. That's a good idea.
He'll give the other three of the people who are going to do salvaging, just make it easier for them.
All right. You guys, actually, when you get to that other end of the thing, True's kind of looking out and she's like, and she's looking at the charts. Cause remember, you got those new charts from the Daviola. She's looking at them with Praedyth, and the two of you realize that there might be another way out, based on your charts plus those charts, that she thinks there might be a way to get that will, instead of having to go back down the channel, that there might be a way to get through here, and that she's going to send a few people on a little bit of a scouting mission to make sure of the route while you guys are out too. So she's just sending a couple people in a rowboat to verify. She's going to send Ennui and Catriona kind of verify. So maybe this wasn't such a bad detour after all. It's sort of, that's her way of begrudgingly saying maybe this wasn't a bad idea.
And Dresd'a, that ghost, I did notice a lot of it was transparent, but that gem and the on his head, That seemed to be really more solid. Maybe that's actually what you were looking for?
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because he was right there. I don't want to fight a ghost.
Okay.
It's probably on his body.
Let alone a wizard ghost.
Yeah. That would be a lich.
Okay.
Actually, would that be a lich? He's not undead.
No.
Ghosts are undead.
Ghosts
I don't
are
know.
dead. A lich is undead too.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All right, so let's go down. Go down a hole.
All right, so you guys head back into the water and trudge back through the canyon. It takes about 10 minutes to get back to that crevasse. So you're back at the crevasse. I'm not going to open up that map because go down. There's a different map, so I'll just take you directly there. But
does anyone else have light?
What do you guys
other than me? Does anyone else have light spell, light cantrip other than me?
I guess just you.
Okay. Well, I shall put it on my armor, I guess.
Okay.
And we'll go down.
Right. Map. And, what are you doing with the bird, Praedyth?
Oh, I give the bird water breathing. I give the bird water breathing. Easy.
What do I do with the bird?
Yeah, what do you want to do with the bird? I guess you could give the bird water breathing. It'd be a little weird, but
I mean, can I give the bird water breathing?
Don't do that.
I don't know. Here, let me activate the map. Your light spell is doing something weird because for me to be able to make sort of the animated pattern you see there, I had to do some weird stuff with the walls. So your light does spill out beyond it, but basically there's a spot in the center here where the crevasse from above, you can get just a little bit of light into this
right
spot. And then I need to do one more thing because I've learned that my computer cannot do something in particular. It doesn't like the parallaxy animation of the water above. Just not happy with that while trying to also record. All right, so here you guys are. I did forget one thing in here, which is as you reach the bottom, just out of the air, the ghost reappears.
Whoa, that's not creepy. I don't say that out loud.
But he's out of the light. He's out of that light of the other area. And he just looks at you guys. You guys heading down into the chasm below. You reach the sea bottom about 50 or so feet later. The chasm seems to end in a larger chamber with several small exit tunnels, which you can sort of just barely make out in the dark. Some of them seem natural, like they look like they're naturally formed tunnels. Others look like something dug them. In the middle of the chamber, under the chasm, lies much of the passenger items that fell from the cabins above. So there's like remains of trunks and chests and rotted, rusty lock boxes and that sort of stuff. What are you guys doing? So again, map time doesn't have all the stuff in it I would like. So, but at least there's a map here that we can try to do stuff with.
Is there any obvious like treasure chest or something that fell from the cabin?
You can look around if you want.
Yeah, I'm looking. Investigate.
All right, so do some investigations. Hylough, you look on one side. Marcus looks on the other. Marcus, Hylough, your side doesn't seem to have much. It's mostly all rotted through leather trunks and the crates are all pretty much rotted and there's not really much in them. Marcus, on the other hand, you end up finding a trunk that's pretty much been deteriorated, but inside, but what was clearly probably inside was a robe, and the robe has not deteriorated.
Ooh, it's magical, I bet.
And when you pick that up, you notice that embroidered all over it are a bunch of eyes.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah, that's a lot creepy.
I like that.
Looking underneath that, you see a silver ring with a pale blue garnet set in it. And as you kind of dig around in there a little more, you find a purple prism. While you guys are all doing sort of this, looking through the junk and that sort of stuff, first of all, the ghost is looking at you oddly. But secondly, you actually feel like you're being watched. Like, not just from the ghost, like just in general. And some of the things that make you think this is that, like, you see like falling rocks near some, like, just coming out through some of those tunnels, or disturbed sand and silt that just, you don't see anything there, but you see the sand and silt kind of that got kicked up and kind of is starting to settle back down. So something is definitely out there, but it is not interrupting you or seeming to try to come any closer at this point.
So I'm going to ask the ghost, where is your body? Where do we need to go?
Where's the heart?
Yeah, he looks at you guys and says, "That way." And he turns and looks basically in this direction.
Can you tell us what creature we will be facing that's torturing you?
That's a good question. He says, "I do not know exactly what it is, but I call it the Obsidian Heart."
Is it? So it's the color of obsidian?
Oh, no, it's made of obsidian.
Oh, that's what I was afraid you were going to say.
It's made of it. And it beats, oh, so slowly. And it whispers. And his voice comes down a little bit. He says it whispers so incessantly.
Well, we should stop that then.
How can we stop the heart?
I am unsure. I am unsure.
Does it have more ghouls guarding it? Does it have more of the...
At this point in time, you see him kind of think. If a ghost could think, it looks like he's thinking. He's like, "Fortunately, I do not know. When I am in that proximity of it, it is everything."
So when sailors or people die near the heart, are they turned into the undead or anything like that?
Do not know. Sorry.
No, at least we know where to go, and there's a giant thing of obsidian.
Cool.
Not really.
Okay. Well, I wonder.
I like
how much
large
is
obelisks.
How much is obsidian worth?
I don't think we should take the obelisk.
Even I'm not thinking about that.
We finally found something even Hylough doesn't want.
Hylough, did you and Iylis take any damage? Did you guys use a short rest to heal?
I did use my short rest.
You just
had
didn't get it all.
three.
Okay.
I just had like 3 hit points left.
Okay.
I don't really want to spend a hit die.
Yeah.
on it.
I had 5. So
Just making sure you remembered to do that. I just saw space on your bar.
I would say you have a wizard ghost here that you could potentially try to use for information. Like, more arcana information is kind of where I'm saying. If you want to start thinking through some stuff, is all I'm saying.
John, your dog's thrown up.
Oh, good.
No.
So, who wants to ask some? What kind of questions can you ask? I'm not. I don't know anything about this. I don't know what to do. What can we ask this guy?
What does this obelisk represent?
He looks at you, Iylis, curiously. He says, "Oh, no, it's not an obelisk. It's a heart."
Are we in any danger from it?
You're in danger from
the will and wood.
Yes, probably.
What should we need to be careful of? How can we prepare
Don't listen to the whispers.
Okay,
Is
so
there
ignore
some
the
type
whispers.
Be quiet!
Cotton in the ears.
Is there some type of silence you can cast? Are you still able to commune with magic and cast spells?
No.
The ghost reaches behind him.
I was going to say behind him and
turns on the light.
Fades into...
Not unless it's in the ethereal, and even then, no.
This is the heart. How do we... I'm assuming the thing is, whatever we need is inside it, or is it the entirety of this? We need to bring it.
Or is it beyond
it?
Just
destroy
you have to destroy the heart. This is all I ask. Free me from my torments. Release me to...
All right, Hylough.
To the world.
Has anybody else faced... Have you seen anybody else face this thing and try to defeat it?
I do not. When I am near it, it is all. It is the world. It is everything.
Are you near it?
He's implying that when he is within range of it, or within a spot where he can see it, he is unable to see anything other than it. So he has no idea what's around it. Is what he's
does Rhux sense the presence of the things he's seen in his visions?
Does Rhux have detect fiends and all that sort of stuff? I don't know.
Actually, probably.
I just don't know. I'm asking that as a legitimate. Can you tell me what feature you have that you might be trying
Divine sense.
Yeah.
What can you spider sense?
The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor.
What's the range, though?
You know the type?
Celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you. And that is not behind total cover. I would say that when you do this, which, by the way, you can only do once per long rest. However, it does sound like you can do this more than once.
I can do this 1 plus my charisma. Do it 4 times.
Yeah, so you can do it 4 times. Then you have to do it with a long rest. I would say that you do not detect any undead, fiend, or celestial within 60 feet. But you detect that some have been here recently, undead specifically. They're not here now. Like the stench, the residue of it is still here, but they're not here now.
Well, I was more saying like, not necessarily does he notice creatures of evil, more does the atmosphere feel more like? Does the atmosphere have the same vibe as the vision?
You're in a dark set of tunnels under the water.
Well, when he keeps talking about the obsidian heart, which I would extrapolate as the same thing.
The obsidian heart sounds very similar to what you... I mean, he calls it an obsidian heart. He hasn't described what it is to you, though. Other than he said it's an obsidian heart. Maybe you should ask some questions.
What do you... So he'll turn to the ghost. The heart. Does it beat?
You already said it did.
Ghost looks at you and says, "Yes, very slowly, almost as if it is marking time." He says, "Maybe the size of 2 fists together."
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
I know not what we will see on the way
but it
there,
looks strange, as if it's not a human heart.
Well, you said it's made of obsidian.
Where did it come from?
You don't know.
Didn't I wasn't I able to tell that it was an Alec heart in the vision?
Yes.
It's the heart of an Alec. I know what we face when we get there.
What's the heart of an Alec? What's an Alec?
He's an
me.
Oh.
So if we stab you, does that end up?
No.
Your heart?
Do you have an obsidian heart?
No, I don't.
Well, how do you?
So
I've seen in a vision from.
So how do we kill your heart?
In a vision from the deep, I saw another Alec. Wasn't he bigger than me? He was 10 feet tall or something.
It wasn't an Alec. You thought it was maybe one of those trolls, but he was even larger than the troll you saw previously.
Right. I saw a troll.
Shite.
A big troll. And then an obsidian Alec heart that beats very slowly. And there were lots of whispers.
Yes, that is it. I do not know about this creature, but that is the heart. That is the obsidian heart.
Does anybody have acid?
Can we shatter it?
Well, I mean, some LSD would really make us feel great right now, I'm sure.
Well, it certainly feels like we're on LSD.
Well,
so if we run into some of those trolls,
have shatter.
We can't kill them.
I have
shatter.
Yeah, we can.
I have chill touch.
Chill touch.
We have chill touch.
Yeah,
I have shatter. We have tools.
Okay, just making sure. I just thought.
There's tools, but
also,
I also have dispel magic.
It also wasn't just acid.
I don't know what we'll face on the way there, but I do know what we have to kill to finish what's here.
Is it? Do you know what? Is it a warrior, a wizard? What type of?
Did I see it or not? I don't remember.
You saw a creature that looked like it was worshiping the heart stand up and be about 10 feet tall with these long tentacles coming off of a strange growth on the shoulders.
I didn't have a weapon.
Not that you saw, no.
Yeah, so we go in fighting.
Has the lamprey sucky things that the other stuff had.
You and I can hang back and just keep shooting chill touch. And I think as a bonus action, what do you think? We stand back and do that, and as a bonus action, I can unsuppress Hu Yi, maybe? I'm deciding whether or not I want to use my arrows.
Well, I'm going to sit back. I got my light crossbow, and I'm going to shoot that. So.
No, I'm not going to.
I just can't bring my longbow. Seems stupid underwater. I don't care if you should be able to do it or not. It just seems stupid.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to unsuppress just yet. I'll wait and see what happens. Nobody wanted to go get it.
Oh, never mind. We'll see if it works later. I think I might have fixed my effect, but I'm not sure.
No, it's fine.
So I guess we go in. We only have one light spell though, so
lead the way, Fred. Unless you want to put it on me or Aaron.
And you have one, correct?
Oh, I asked you if you had a light spell, and you said you did not.
I didn't hear that before.
Oh, okay.
I just checked, and I do have it in my cantrip.
Yeah, I'll put it on Aaron. Are you okay with me putting it on you since you're going to be in the middle of everything anyway?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, so I'll put mine on Aaron.
I'll stick mine on
just to make it harder on Peter. Sorry, Peter.
Hammer.
Okay.
You have a bright hammer.
The troll.
I guess we go.
We know enough. Well, is there anything we can do to stop getting? What is it gonna? It's gonna mess with our mind, right? We're gonna.
It's gonna whisper. So
is it actual? Yeah,
mind.
ask the ghost. Is it whispers in your mind or actual whispers?
Is there any difference?
Well, if we wrap our head, if we wrap.
Well, stuff cotton in my ear.
Cotton in my ear.
If I put wet cotton that I brought down all the way
again,
down.
You're asking a ghost who's already ethereal and
he's dead.
That sort of stuff.
He doesn't know
whether or not it's physical or mental. He can't really give you that answer.
He still hears it, and he has no ears to hear with.
Could I?
That's a good point.
Question: could I make an Arcana check or something to kind of determine whether I felt like the whispers that I heard were in my head or if they were
you can give me an intelligence check.
Intelligence?
Yeah, you're just remembering history.
Yeah. Ability check.
we're sort of hitting the existentialism of whether or not what you hear is only in your head anyway.
Right. I mean,
But,
I guess it's,
but,
it's like
with the 17,
effect.
with the 17, you feel that more than likely that it was probably something that was not auditory, that it was something that was attempting to invade your mind.
Thinking.
Yeah.
Does anybody have
initially-
a spell to give us bonuses on
No.
wisdom or whatever checks that we might need to make there? Or...
Stand
No,
next
stay
to Rhux
within
and he
10
gives you
feet
a
of
plus
Rhux.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Stand
Rhux.
next to me and pray
Yes,
to God that you
stay
roll
within
higher.
10.
I mean, if someone had, like,
of them.
Bless or
Good.
if someone had enhance ability,
Yep, those
but I
would
don't
also
think we
work.
have those.
Anyway, just moving back
Yeah,
over.
just stand next to Rhux. He's very charismatic.
Everybody's
Okay.
next to
All right,
very
let's
helpful.
go.
Off
let's go.
we go.
So the ghost starts to float away towards this over here, and as he gets there, he kind of just fades a bit and fades out.
That's probably the range of where he loses it potentially.
Go that way, Aaron.
That's where he fades out. So what are you guys doing?
Aaron gets to.
Actually, that's not the way he goes.
We're going.
Sorry, I screwed that up. He goes up towards the top. Sorry. So
Can I cast?
he starts heading this direction.
Is that the way you said to go? I thought he said it was east.
Yeah, I mean, you're correct. He goes east, and
Okay.
we'll leave it at that. You're
Okay.
correct. I should have realized he's a ghost. Anyway, so what are you guys doing?
Would you mind if I cast detect magic at second level?
We're gonna need anything else?
What is
you
it
got?
gonna? It doesn't really do anything extra at second level.
I mean, just to give myself some vision in the some extra vision in the dark. Potential. Well, how far can I see with that? Actually,
30 feet.
Well, so the problem is, here's the problem with detect magic.
it's only 30 feet. Okay.
Here's also the problem with detect magic. You literally have to be able to see something to be able to see the aura on it. It's not going to give you extra vision. It's overlaying.
So it doesn't I can't see in the distance something
Correct.
shiny or something
Correct.
like that. Okay,
Because
gotcha.
You're not able to make yourself have infrared vision.
Yeah, it
That would
doesn't
be
work
really
that way.
cool, though.
It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to
Alright,
see.
now.
That's why you can't. That's why, for
Now,
instance, that's why if something is in a lockbox and it's magical, you can't see it because it's not visible.
I have my night vision goggles. so
Yeah, I
this
always
is
thought that
easy.
it kind of glowed from within
No,
the lockbox.
no, because you can't see through it. That's the whole point.
Got it.
Anyway, what are you guys doing? The ghost has moved off towards the east and has disappeared.
I'm
Here,
following
here.
Aaron.
We
Wherever
go
Aaron
that
goes,
way
I go.
carefully.
I'll be right next to Aaron.
Yeah,
And
so you
Rhux is
follow
gonna
him
be
to
right
the
behind us.
east, and
Realize he's a
Giant-
ghost and
and
ghosty
realize
walls.
that he's a ghost and goes through walls because he immediately runs into a dead end.
Well, look, we can look in the dead end. Maybe there's something in there. Why are you running away?
Wait a minute. It's
Well, we can
shaped
go up
like
and
a heart.
we can
Yeah,
swim
as
up
you-
and above.
As well, not really.
Oh, okay.
Like this is this spot here where the light
Oh,
is.
that's right.
That's the
Never moved.
only place where you can get out above. Otherwise, it arches up into that. So
Yes.
This is underwater, a cave system underwater.
Actually, it doesn't look like there's much stuff over here. Anyway.
What you find in there, again, I didn't put details in. What you find in there is bones, body parts, like partially eaten body parts. Clearly, this is
Cool.
where ghouls stay at some point.
Iylis,
Nice.
don't get too far
So-
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going
Come
to put a
here,
mark on
Alan.
the wall of the exit we're going through of the entryway
Okay.
so we can find our way back. Big X.
Aaron, we need light.
Oh, we already.
Well,
looked
you're-
through
you're
here.
light
You're
as
lit.
well,
You're lit
Hylough.
up too,
Yeah.
Hylough.
I am. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Never
like,
mind. Go, Aaron.
Oh, there's nothing in here.
Go away.
Where are we going next?
All right.
Should we go north?
Okay,
Mm.
so that wasn't it.
So we got to find a way to go east.
Yeah, as you guys start going through, I'm not gonna make you keep walking around and stuff like that. You guys start to make your way through the tunnels, and you do find it is a Warren's nest of tunnels. Occasionally, as you guys can keep moving around in the map if you want.
Yeah,
I'm
I will
just-
mark our path.
Yeah, occasionally you come upon, bones and flesh and things like that. Occasionally, like you come upon places where there's sort of a lichen that kind of glows underneath. So there is actual light at various places in here, just not everywhere. And as you make it to a spot where you can get off this map, because that's where Aaron has finally reached, we are going to move to a phase where you guys start trying to figure your way through the maze of tunnels that the ghouls have made. Let us start with
my dungeoneering skill will come into play.
Let us start with a two things. One, a survival check. As you chart, you're trying to make sure that you're always trying to push east, because that's the way the ghosts seem to imply that you should go.
Let's go, Aaron.
So each of us?
No, I just need one.
I'll give assistance, however.
I'm perfect.
So for the first 30 minutes, you continue to make progress towards the east. Praedyth, as you guys are continuing to move, you are pretty sure there is something in the tunnels with you. You can hear it every so often scrabbling through it's hard because of the water. Sound drops off more quickly, so the fact that you're hearing something implies that they're probably not that far away from you guys. Maybe it takes longer.
We're gonna have company sometime soon.
But whatever it is it's staying outside of the light, and it doesn't seem to be getting any closer so far. Give me another survival check.
Somebody? Anybody?
Well, Aaron's got the best one, right?
Apparently.
This is me going through the maze.
All right, you guys make it through another half an hour and continue to make progress. As you guys are making progress through, let me set this up properly since Aaron has a light now. 40, 20. And Hylough has a light, correct? Also 20. As you guys are coming through a series of tunnels, activate this series of tunnels. You come through an area where there's a whole bunch of kind of pillars and things up and through there. That right there, Praedyth, is when you hear the scrapes and stuff take a larger, more violent turn. And suddenly you see ghouls coming through multiple tunnels. Their trap has been sprung. Well, their ambush has been sprung.
No, we got stuck in it, so yeah, there's nothing we can do, really.
Yeah, not a lot you can do. So let me add you to the combat.
Initiative?
Yeah, we will have initiative again. Question of whether or not this will take less than 20 to 40 minutes, but give it a try.
I mean, the last one I felt like didn't take too long.
These particular ones are not intended to be super deadly.
There's another troll, though.
There is a troll. Did there?
And I rolled another 3. Fantastic.
Aaron.
Hey, it's
Aaron's got
hard
a
out
0.
hard out here in these streets.
Just need Praedyth, and then we're.
I got a
new roll. My DTT is struggling.
No, that's fine. Because you guys were doing so well on survival rolls, and because Praedyth's passive perception is so high, you guys are not surprised when this happens. Just as an FYI.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this is straight up. You guys get to start doing stuff. If you guys had been rolling poorly on the survival rolls, A, it would take longer, but B, I would have also given them a chance to have a surprise on you. All right, Praedyth, I rolled your initiative. You got a bit before it's your turn, so we're all good. All right, here we go. Time to start some combat with Marcus.
All right, so I will.
I just kind of randomly threw you guys in there, and somewhat might be right. Like you would have the fighters more on the outside than,
3.
but just as.
I'm gonna shoot this one with a crossbow.
Is there odd? Okay.
Since I've been rolling so well, I'm gonna go ahead and use
Really weird.
sharpshooter because why not?
I hit it. It hurts.
Okay, and I will go ahead and use one of my features, the one that makes him afraid of me, so he can't come any closer to me. Yeah. And it's an extra D8, so that might maybe kill him. I don't know. So a total of 20 points of damage, and I don't know if he made a save or not.
He did make a save.
Okay. That was 3, 4, actually 4, 5, a diagonal, and I'm going to hide.
All right. Give it a try.
Yep. Okay.
This map actually.
Yep, that's a try.
This
It's
map,
harder to hide underwater.
Yeah, it is. This map actually has some of the stuff like here, the guts and
yeah, I saw that.
and stuff. I actually did get a chance to finish this one, or at least get it to that point. From the southerly chamber, you see one of those troll-like creatures kind of squeeze through. 2, 3, 4, and gets to there. And I hate to do this to you, Praedyth, but oh wait, he wouldn't have to. He would have been right here. Sorry, he would have went after Rhux when he got to there. Because he does have, I think he has reach on that.
Oh, shit.
On his claws. Oh no, he doesn't. He does not have reach, so he would move up to here. There. And then he would be able to attack you. Or can he?
He's fugly.
Yeah, he can still. Yeah, there we go. He's going to attack Rhux. He's going to do it with a multi-attack. Because he gets... How many attacks? I always forget how many attacks. Can make 1 with its bite, 2 with its claws. So it tries to bite Rhux first. That's going to hit. But the most damage. And then it does a claw attack. Which misses. Oh, did I not? That missed you. I don't know why it... Rhux, you should have taken 5 points from the bite. I will take that off. And then 1 more claw attack. That also hits. Rhux, give me a Constitution save.
Roxanne.
Rhux, you got that con save coming?
Roxanne.
He's not on mute.
All right, the DM rolls the d20.
With all his
8.
bonuses, though, he should be good. Well, I don't know what the save is.
It's
He was
8.
+5.
Plus 5 is 13, plus 3. Okay, he makes it. Anyway, Ghoul. Another Ghoul gets to go. Oh, it's the one that was fighting you. That comes in and will attack Aaron. Claws. And miss. And we get another Ghoul. This one comes 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll attack Dresd'a. Buzz. And we'll miss. And we got one more ghoul. Comes from behind here, which would have seen Marcus even if he had hidden. 2,
Yep.
3, and will attack Marcus. That's why I almost said something. I was like, wait, he'll know soon enough. That one
Well, I figured they surrounded us.
actually hits. Yeah.
I will cast shield.
All right.
That shouldn't have hit me then, right?
Well, it's going to do it either way. And fortunately, it also attacked Dresd'a too. That's fine. I can remove damage. It's all good.
Well, did it hit me? It didn't hit me, I don't think.
Well, it got a 19.
Yeah, I'm a 17 plus shield of 5, so that should be a 22.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just telling you, it doesn't matter if you throw the shield up as a reaction. It still goes based off of the original thing. I just have to undo the damage.
Okay, so I thought it was. I didn't realize that part of it didn't go in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dresd'a, you're up.
Let's see, Ghoulie guy. I guess I might have to target him after all. Bum bum Roxanne. Where's my thing? Ugh, stupid mouse. Sorry, I'm trying to get my sheet up here.
It's all right.
Well, I could start out having Totem Guy try to bite him.
Sure.
Yay!
1
4.
point.
Okie dokie. And let's try some
Lots of damage.
shocking grasp on him. Nope, that's not going to do anything.
That unfortunately misses.
All right. I don't think I want to try to move right now.
Okay. All right. Hylough, your turn.
Okay, here we go. Me.
I would say
see the giant troll there.
Yeah. I would say that where you're currently at, you can't hit this particular ghoul, but if you move to here on the other side of Dresd'a, you could.
It's telling me, and it actually shows that the game is paused for me.
Yeah, me too.
No, I accidentally hit the spacebar. Sorry.
Okay.
I must have hit the spacebar when I was doing something. You're all good.
Okay. And let's see here. Can I move? Can I move to where can I move?
That's fine.
There's a troll right there.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if I can get.
No, you're
if
fine.
I can,
you can go right there.
Right there is
on purpose
base.
because of the way this thing works. I purposely made the walls a little bit further out so you would have a little more room to move in things. It's fine.
Appreciate
you're
it.
Yeah, I was going through some like, hey, this is a 5-foot spot, but yeah, is it really a 5-foot spot? So much.
Okay.
I would say you can't move to there though. Like he is enough in room. Like you can move back to the one you had before, but you're not going to be able to get around to him to flank him. Because there's just not enough room. Like, he already is taking up a pretty large spot there.
All right.
But you can be there. That is perfectly acceptable.
Makes sense. Okay. All right. Smosh.
I believe it's him. Slams into him with that Warhammer.
And let's see. Hold on. Just seeing what I can do here.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. I'll just do it again. I think. See if I can hammer him again.
Oh, not your best damage output there for that one, but definitely hit him again.
I hit his big toe.
Anything else you going to try there?
Let's see here. Just checking my thing. No, I think I'll be okay.
All right, this ghoul here. 1, 2, 3, 4 gets to there. And then he's going to also attack. Yes.
Not nice.
That one should still miss though because your shield is still up.
Yeah, still up.
Yeah, 18. Yep. So don't worry, I will remove the damage. You're good.
Okay.
The school here. Goes 1, 2, and gets to here, and is now going to attack Rhux. That misses. And now this school here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to let him be able to attack from there. There's enough pillar in the way that he can't do it. So right now he is just in an SOL position. Praedyth, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to cast Mind Spike on the big troll.
Technically, where you're at, you can't see it because you got that pillar in the way. I mean, I know you can see it because everybody else can see it, so if you're not selected. But now, yeah, if you move there, you can see it. That's fine. I'm just saying where you were at previously, you could see it. The troll fails. Takes the damage.
Takes 25 damage.
Yep.
Now I know where it is.
And say what was that second part?
I mean, I always know where it is
Oh, okay.
now, but
Okay.
what was the point of the spell?
Cool. All right.
And I'm going to move back.
Okay. All right. Rhux, you're up. Rhux.
Will Rhux return?
Does he hear us?
And
Rhux, we need you. Don't leave us.
worst internet ever.
I think it's the worst internet. I think he's paying attention. Right? He target himself. Do where is his unusual? He doesn't prepare any of his spells, so no show up in the spell list. Alright, so this is a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on himself. He's got Shield of Faith and should have a 22 armor class. Yes. It's a bonus action. For his action, he will attack the troll. His trident. Miss, and then attack it again with the trident. And miss. And that is it. Iylis, you're up.
All right. So first of all, I want to banish the troll.
From your current position, you cannot see the troll.
I can't see it past this rock.
Nope. That would be a rock in the way, but you could probably move around and find a place so you could see it. Just saying you have to move. That's all.
Might be within reach.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I can technically see it from here. While I'm in this wall. But I will sit right here and banish the troll. Attempt to banish the troll.
Troll fails.
It failed?
Yep.
Let's go. Get out of here,
Nice.
troll. Gonna come back in a little while. We should hurry up.
Don't get hit. Don't lose concentration.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
All right. Then
Goes down. Missed the next one.
okay, and I shall move to. I shall go 3. Take it to attack.
Did you want to? You're actually moving, right?
Uh huh.
All right. Well, this guy's going to take an attack, but he misses.
4, 5, and 2.
Okay. Well, this one now gets to take an attack because you've moved
That's
out of his
fine.
range. Right?
Wait, did the banish work?
Yeah.
Does it look
Oh,
like?
I
Do you
thought-
see a troll there?
No, but I thought you said it didn't work. I thought
No,
I
it
thought
did. Yeah,
Oh.
they failed the check.
Okay.
You gave me
Okay.
Shield of Faith?
Cool.
Thank you.
And
Alright.
that's my turn.
All right, Marcus, you're up.
Well, that changes things a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna disengage from a bonus action. One diagonal. Shoot, I couldn't see around that column.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. 2, 3. Yeah, I'm just like blind here.
And that's the reason why this is the
I know.
ambush spot.
Yep.
You now understand why they picked this spot for the ambush.
They can see through walls.
No, they can't see through walls, but they just
4, 5.
they're
I'll use the
ambushing
wand.
you, so they know
I'll
where
pull out
things-
the wand and shoot the wand for my action.
Sure. Are you trying to go? By the way, you are unable to target this direction.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to target
Okay,
that direction.
because this is cutting. This thing
Yeah.
is cutting that corner too much. But
I'm getting those two.
yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just making sure
Oh,
you
that's
understood
an
that.
interesting pattern.
And then I'll step back with my last move.
Right. But the troll.
And I meant to use an extra charge on that. Can I go ahead and do that? So use 2 charges?
Sure.
Or is it too late?
No, that's fine.
So the cone really works kind of like night movement in chess.
Well, no, it just picks whatever it can based on your doings.
Okay, I'm done.
A second, I'm trying
Just a cozy cone.
to figure out who did what because one made the save and one didn't, as usual, making it more difficult for me to understand. All right, the troll stays banished. I think. Yeah, as long as he's concentrating.
Unless
But
I'm
the ghoul
stop
is out.
concentrating, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said. Oops, I did not mean to do that.
Or
Click
a
on
minute
him.
passes.
This one will attack Dresd'a. That's a hit.
Ow.
Man.
Would you give me a Constitution save, please?
I don't want to be paralyzed.
Oh well, then
Just succeed on the
Just
save and you
succeed on a
won't.
save, and you'll be fine.
I don't want to be paralyzed.
She really doesn't want to be
Yep, you're
paralyzed.
not paralyzed.
Hey,
You're
does
very
that
much
give me an
not.
extra bonus immunity for a
No.
minute?
No.
I'm trying, man. I'm
See,
trying.
when I try crap like that, I
Now,
get really
if-
yelled at.
Now, if I use a
I get
hero
away
point,
with it because I got a crit.
Claws against Aaron. That misses. Dresd'a, you're up.
A little 20 goes a long way. All right. So I guess I'm gonna try to smack him back. I would see it as he hits me and Totem tries to bite him.
And Totem misses.
Misses. Ooh, okay. Smack me and I'll smack you back. So I'm gonna try Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
Please hit.
That's it.
Okay, yay. And he can't do reactions,
That is true.
so I'm gonna move. Where's the troll?
Not there.
Did I see where the troll went?
Oh,
To another
actually,
dimension.
Into another dimension.
into another dimension. However, I did forget something, which would have worked. So I'm going to do it now. It's not a problem.
And let me see. So I was here, and that's 1, 2, and I can't see him from there.
Yeah,
Can't
that
go
was my
there.
problem.
Who are you looking for?
Okay, so I can see them both from there. Okay. All right. I'm gonna move to there. Let me make sure. See what I can see. Yeah. I'll go there.
Okay. Hylough, you're up.
Okay.
After
Here you
all
go.
that slamming, the troll just disappears in front of you.
Whoa.
With a-
Hope he doesn't go
So-
back and heal for a minute. One.
Yeah.
two.
You may hope that, and you would.
It's
unfortunately-
incapacitated, but like it still can get
incapacitated. It still allows it to regenerate. So
Yeah, we went over this last time.
But it's out of our hair for now.
Yeah.
And now we know that Chill Touch works on it.
Oh.
miss.
I
Technically,
don't-
you don't because you haven't used it on a troll yet. You
You're trying to hit a troll.
It died
Yeah.
from the acid last time. You missed it last
Right,
time.
right.
I'm not saying from a game standpoint, yes, it will work. I'm just saying the characters don't necessarily.
Hylough, you still got the troll selected.
Oh. Well, that's okay.
I
So
missed
the
the troll.
14 would still miss this thing here.
Oh no, 14 would hit that, but yes.
Okay. Oops. So what do I do? Let's see here.
You can't hit the other dimension though.
Yeah, you can't hit the other dimension.
Yeah. So what do I do to roll damage here? I don't know. Let's see here. So if I do hit it, oh no, it's 1d10 plus 7.
Yep.
$15.
15.
Yeah.
Loser. And I move.
Love how you guys are getting such a good false sense of security.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I know this is just the beginning. This wouldn't be.
We
this
got to take
easy.
it where we can get it.
Zoop. And I guess that.
Cool. Anything
And
else?
then I guess I got to attack again.
Yeah, but alt click anywhere.
Yes.
So you
Okay,
clear out
sorry.
your I just so you clear out your attack, who you're targeting. So alt just click drag or something like that. That
Oh,
should-
Yeah, it doesn't work anymore, unfortunately, I don't think.
okay. I think I'm good. I think I only have one.
no, technically you still have the troll and everything else targeted.
Okay, so Alt and click anywhere.
Well, just drag. Click drag.
Click.
Click and
drag.
hold and drag so that you basically are saying I don't want to select anything.
Well, I did that, and it didn't unselect the other guy.
All right. So here,
All right.
alt click the troll. He's back.
Okay, there we go.
Alt click the
came
troll.
back.
All right.
Have you clicked him?
Yes.
Okay. Alt click the ghoul over here because you have him targeted too.
Oh no.
Here, alt click the ghoul.
I don't even see the ghoul that I'm.
Alt click the ghoul.
Oh, okay. Alt click that
There
ghoul.
you go.
Okay.
Somebody
All right.
else has him too. Cat also has him.
Oh, I just have my cursor on it.
No, you have him targeted as well. I can
Oh,
see your
okay.
thing.
Yeah, I gotcha. Bloop. There
All
you
right.
go.
All right. So hold on though. let me go back and bring the troll back. Robert, you got him targeted.
Oh,
so does Brian, I think.
Yeah.
So both of you need to alt click and get rid of the target.
Got it.
Okay, there we go. Now I'll hide him again. All right, so Hylough, you can continue.
Okay. Oh,
Unfortunately, you dropped your weapon after all of that.
I guess I'll pick it up as a bonus action and end my turn.
All right, this ghoul here goes to here. 1, 2, 3. And then he's going to target you with a +2. It's not even getting anywhere close. It doesn't matter with the +2. All right. And this ghoul was so lovingly given a shield of faith. He was not given a shield of faith. Somehow he must have been targeted.
Yeah, I think when I got the shield of faith,
when somebody was getting cast shield of faith, so it's fine. He, however, is going to attack Rhux, but not Hylough. That real quick and miss. And then this ghoul here is going to attack Hylough and not Rhux. It's going to be also a miss. Oh, wow, these guys are really going great. Praedyth, you're up. Praedyth, the troll does not seem to be anywhere on this plane.
Okay. That's fine. I'll just blast.
we like it that way, actually.
Actually, I kind of need to see how that interacts with Toll the Dead, because it's possible that Toll the Dead.
The second one on him as well.
That would be. Anything else?
Nope.
Rhux.
Indeed.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, I'm gonna beat up the guy right in front of me because he's right in front of me.
Okay. Amount of damage with that. So hits on the second one. Still up. 2 quick jabs in with the trident. Anything else?
No, I'm already concentrating.
Right? Yeah, I put Shield of Faith on you. Iylis.
All right. Let's see. Nobody. I can see somebody. I'm gonna shoot a magic missile at this guy.
Magic missile.
Magic missile.
You might want to get out of there in case the troll shows up for some reason.
I mean, I don't worry. I got it in my brain. In my brain, it's thinking. I'm thinking about it constantly. Use ability. There we go. Moida. He's dead, isn't he?
Yep.
Seems like it. Anything else?
That's all. Actually, I might scoot back.
Well, you won't now because I already moved on to Aaron.
Never mind.
No worries.
That's fine.
Sorry.
No, not a huge deal.
You want to move back here?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I can move you. You just can't move yourself anymore.
What?
Aaron, you're up.
But I can rotate myself.
Yeah, you can do that. It's just no. My point with this new thing, when it goes into combat mode, only the person who's active.
Ow! Aaron just smacked
whoops!
me.
I had Marcus.
Okay, dude, you have literally 3 people targeted. So we are going to undo all of that, and you're going to re-attack. Pick one target.
Which one?
Not me, preferably.
Oh no!
Oh,
Dun, 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 dun.
Bonus action.
Well, maybe next time you can roll a 3. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Marcus, you're up. As we hit the top of round 3.
all right. 1, 2. That's a little close. Disengage for 3. And shoot this one in the back. Wand up and shoot it with the crossbow.
No.
Nope, can't do that.
You can drop the wand and then pick up the crossbow as you move.
Can I
you
just
can't
use my
pick 'em.
rapier and keep the wand in one hand?
Yes, I would say yes.
Okay, then I'll do that.
I would say
And then
yes.
I won't use my disengage. Okay. So let's see if I can hit.
One of these days, I'll just write down the rules for this, just so we have it in a little thing. And
You get a
Okay, so-
+2 for flanking, right?
yes, he does.
Yep. I just gotta get to myself. Again, I don't ever use the rapier, so.
Oh, that's a good hit.
Oh, that's a good hit. And then sneak attack.
Yep.
Shite. 24 points total.
Excuse me.
So I will just stay there.
Okay. The troll stays incapacitated. All right. Cool down, cool down, go down, go down. Dresd'a.
Okay, I'm assuming I have a direct line of attack for him,
Who's him?
the guy I just
Yeah,
targeted.
you can see him.
Him.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I think I could shift over one if I didn't.
No, you can see him. It's fine.
We're gonna see if Chill Guy, my minor spirit, can do something.
Unfortunately, he misses.
Nope. And then I'll go ahead and try Chill Touch, the cantrip.
That hits.
Woo, 7. And he cannot regain hit points.
You're right. He can't.
Because he be dead. Then I shall move.
Verily. Yea, verily, you shall move.
Oh,
One, 2,
I wanted to point out a difference between Chill Touch and
3.
what is it? Frostbite?
Yep.
Where Chill Touch will give you disadvantage on attack rolls against the person who used it, but Frostbite is disadvantage on your next weapon attack roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm using Chill Touch, not Frostbite. So yeah.
Yeah, but I've got frostbite. Actually, does it work like that? I don't think frostbite did anything other than damage.
No,
I'll look it
Oh
up.
yeah, it does actually give disadvantage. That's why I took it.
Oh, okay.
Dresser, you're complete?
I am complete.
Okay.
And Hylough gets
Hylough.
+2.
I do. All
Yes,
right.
because we are flanking.
Flunking.
You're flocking.
Oh, smack.
Whoa, awesome.
Wowza.
Except that he didn't have anybody targeted.
Oh,
It's all good.
somebody killed
It's all
killed
good.
my last target. So I'm
It's
like,
all good. There's only one target, so I know who you're attacking. It's just funny. I was like waiting for the creature to die, and I'm like, why is nothing happening?
mhm.
And I realized he wasn't targeted.
There's nobody else around here.
Well,
Nope.
do we all want to set up and wait for the troll?
Yeah, we're
and-
gonna set up them either
Well,
we
why don't-
dip
What if we
or
go? What if we get behind the troll, like go where he came from?
Hylough, are you done with your turn?
We only have a
I'm
minute.
gonna go down here and
Yeah, you guys don't get to sit here and have a long
5.
discussion about this. You get to
Yeah.
spend your turn, and then we move on to the next person.
6. Okay.
All right?
All right.
Ghoul down. Praedyth. I'm not saying you can't talk to each other during your 6-second turn, but I'm not going to let you sit here for 5 minutes, figure out everything.
Debate it.
Debate it, and then, okay, now we fast forward 60 seconds. I mean,
we're going Leroy
you
Jenkins
can talk while it's your turn, though. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Well, I'm going here. I'm positioning myself behind the troll, I think.
That's fine. That's fine. Praedyth, what are you doing? Sticking around doing nothing?
Nobody but we're waiting on the troll.
Yeah.
Right?
So what are you doing with this particular turn?
I mean, I don't know when it'll show up, so I'll ready in action for when it shows up. I'll attack.
Okay, Rhux. The
Rhux.
troll was right next to you when it went away, so.
I see. That's not very nice. Rhux will
Quickly.
reading what this thing does. Right. That's what this thing does. Right. Okay, I'm stupid. Forgot what things do. I am just going to. Rhux is also gonna just be ready for when it comes back.
Okay, what action are you gonna do when it comes back?
He will attack it when it comes back.
That's right. Iylis. You see some people moving around, seem to be getting some kind of.
I was planning on going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like up here-ish.
Okay.
And then preparing right there. And then I'm going to ready in action to use a magic missile whenever he shows up.
You can drop
I can just drop the spell.
I mean, you may not want to right now, but you can.
But I want to wait, make sure everybody's ready.
Right.
I think I might want to move one back. So
That's fine.
Aaron, what are you doing?
Moving to. I targeted myself by accident.
This time we ambush him.
Moving here. Waiting for the troll to come back.
Okay.
Readying an action for when it does.
Okay. Marcus.
Put up the blade and the wand, and I think that's all I can do. Because I think that's interaction.
You can move.
Action.
You can move.
Okay, I'll move down.
You can use your bonus to things. I would be okay with that.
Okay, then I want to get my crossbow ready. So.
Okay.
I don't have anything left.
Then you can't move.
Yeah, I don't have anything left.
So move yourself back one.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you want to do 3 different things, including get your crossbow out ready, then that's all 3 of your spots.
Okay, that's fine. That's what I wasn't sure. That's better figured, though.
All right. Troll's turn. All right. Down. Dresd'a.
Dresda's moving. 1.
Yeah.
Got a touch. 1.
Aaron, I think that's where the troll is going to spawn.
3, 4, 5. So that's where the troll is going to be, right?
Is like right in front of you. Yeah.
Okay. And 6. Okay, so he'd be right there. All right, I'll just go 6. And then where I'm standing now is where you think he's going to spawn, right?
Yes.
Okay. Double move. 2. And I should still be able to see him. Okay.
Okay. Hylough.
I'm going to move 1 back.
All right.
And
Can you still
be ready to
him from
attack.
there?
He's gonna squat right on Aaron. Let's put it that way.
Praedyth.
You're gonna be right next to him.
Oh, I am?
Yes.
I thought they said he was going to be right over here.
My ready to action.
No, he's a large creature, so he's 2 by 2.
Okay.
If you want to move,
yeah, I'm going to be moving
up to in that section right up in there.
Rhux is
or behind me.
readying his attack.
All right, Iylis.
I'm looking around, looking at everybody, and they're still moving. So Wait.
You can say, "Is everybody ready?" I mean,
is everybody
Yeah.
ready? Question mark.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna drop the spell then.
You drop the spell.
Or I'm gonna stop concentrating.
Okay, you stop concentrating on the spell. So let's remove your concentration, which is easy enough. Whoops, easy enough to do. We just have you no longer concentrate. Up. And he reappears. But because Aaron is where Aaron is, and because of the pillar that's right here, he reappears here.
Ah, that makes sense.
Praedyth, your contingency goes off. Do your spell. Hold on. What's the like? He appears here, so I can't.
If I drop my concentration, do I still get my action and my movement? Question mark.
That's a good question. Give me a second. I'm just making sure that I picked the right spot where the troll went. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Understood.
He can't be there. He has to go to the nearest place, unoccupied square. He can't go this way because that's where the pillar is. He can't go this way because that's where Dresd'a is. He can't go this way because a whole bunch of people are there. So the only place he can go is to this side, which would be right there, because that would be the nearest.
Yeah. So not right next to Praedyth.
Yeah, not right next to Praedyth. I had him a little too far up. Dropping concentration. I don't know if it's a free action, bonus action, or an action. So let's check that.
Is it an action to stop thinking?
I don't know. I'm not saying it is. I just don't know. Concentration. I believe you can drop it at any time. It's just a question of.
That's generally what they do on like Critical Role and stuff, but I don't know the official.
Yeah,
and that's a podcast.
I think you can because like you could stop concentrating to cast another concentration.
Oh, of course.
Spell.
It's just a question. Concentration. Spell you can end concentration at any time. No action required. So yes, you can still do your ready action.
Well.
Or actually, you dropped the conversation. Hold on. Praedyth's got to go first. Hold on. And does his action. Yep, he does his. Yep, that's good. Rhux, you can do yours, except that you can't see the creature from where you're currently at, so yours is lost.
Well, I was wondering about mine because it's technically my turn, right?
That's readied actions preempt your turn. So now that we've went through all the readied actions,
okay.
Now it's your. Now you can continue your turn.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the triggering condition happens, so I have to do all the triggered conditions, and then
that makes sense.
Then it continues your turn.
Banish him again. We'll get lots of experience.
Yes.
Shoot him up, banish him.
You don't actually kill until you actually kill him. You don't get experience.
I know. I'm kidding.
Chill touch.
Plus, remember, I don't do experience that way. It's all.
I just thought it amused myself. Maybe no one else, but it amused me.
It did hit.
I just touched his chill, or whatever you want to call that.
Okay. That is the first time anybody has hit the troll with a chill touch, by the way. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Aaron, you're up.
All right, time to hit him.
Hit the troll.
The troll reappears and seems a little confused.
Huh? As he should.
The ghoul troll, because it's really a ghoul.
A ghoul?
No, maybe. Ghoul Ducat?
What I'm thinking.
And that's me.
Where's that from?
Star Trek.
That's right.
Deep Space.
I figured I was like
Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
I was like,
yeah,
that's right. Okay, that's right. I was like, I remember this. It sounds so familiar, but I can't place it.
Marcus, you're up.
I will.
He's the guy that's all about the three lights meme.
One.
Yes.
Can I shoot him from there, or is that wall? I can see him. I just don't know if I can shoot him.
Yeah, you can shoot him.
Okay, then I will shoot him.
If you can see him, he can see you.
That's also probably a true statement.
It's probably true. Gonna use sharpshooter. And I'm gonna go ahead and do accuracy or precision. For that extra D8. Let's see if this rolls.
You missed the troll, by the way. Oh, right, because you're trying to. Never mind.
Yeah.
You're going. I
So a
understand
net
what
of
you're doing
19?
now. I understand what you're doing now.
Sorry.
No. 19 will hit.
I've caught up.
Okay.
No, it took me a second.
So I guess I'm gonna have to do what 3d6. I'm gonna have to roll these manually. Although I did think you got this set up right. Sneak attack set up right.
Should be, but I'm not sure that it's not.
What is that?
Oh no, it did do
Zero
it
right
right.
there.
Yep. So
And
did that.
then
One more d6.
so no, I got it. It's 5 was the 2d6
Yep.
sneak attack. 6 is 11 plus 10 for 21 for sharpshooter.
Well, no, it already did the 5. So
Oh, okay.
it already
So
applied the 5.
So 16
Okay,
more
thank you.
for sharpshooter and
No, that's fine. I was just making sure, like, it
thank
had
you.
already applied.
Yeah,
the
I got it
extra
now. And now I'll duck back and hide
5. All right,
with the bonus action, and I'll be done.
you duck back. Sorry, I moved on.
Yeah, I moved aside. Actually,
Okay.
I guess I'm not. I got to get out of his sight. Okay, I'm out of his sight as far as I can tell. So, stealth. I'm doing really well with that. Done.
Okay, it's the troll's turn. The ghoul troll bends down and picks up some of the fresh meat that's down there, some of the cadaver that's down there, and kind of takes a big chunk out of it, but doesn't seem to regenerate any of its health.
Yay!
And it
Freeze touch.
does an attack, bite. No, actually, I did his bite, so if this hits, ignore it. In fact, I'm going to ignore it. I did his bite, so concentration side. But anyway, undo the damage. It actually does 2 claw attacks against you. There's the first one. 25
Ow!
succeed on your concentration at least. Did you want to try to resilient it or not?
No.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw. All right, you're fine. It does a second claw attack against you. That one misses. All right. Going down, Dresd'a.
Okay, so I am going to range attack. Try it with my chill guy, minor spirit.
Okay.
And I forgot to target him.
It's fine. It doesn't do damage anyway, so you hit.
25?
Yeah, it hits, but you don't do 25 points damage. I said it hits.
Oh,
I said
sorry.
You don't do damage anyway because of the way it works. I have to manually do the damage no matter what, so it doesn't matter with the chill touch guy if whether or not you've targeted him. It only matters when you attack because that will actually do damage.
Okay. And then I shall chill touch him. Or try to. Cantrip. Please? Numbers?
That does hit.
Oof. Ooh, nice. Maximum damage.
But I don't think you had him targeted.
Dang it.
Doesn't look like you had him targeted.
Nope.
All right. You hit it. Parts of it freezes. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm going to hang out here for a minute, see
Okay.
what goes on.
Hylough, you're up.
Alrighty. I will whack. Hammer him. Oh,
That still
I do
hits.
hit it. Okay.
And it crumples to the ground.
Is there anybody else to hit?
Easy.
I look around.
Easy.
I don't like the way you look at me.
Kill.
You really should have been a barbarian, man.
You guys, it's not coming back up, so we will end the combat here.
Yeah, that troll got absolutely
Yeah, we did
clapped.
chill touch it twice.
You guys continue after a short respite. Do you guys want to take a rest or anything?
I'm good.
Not
Yeah,
really.
good.
Every now and
I
then,
want to get out of here. So
yeah,
as
you
whatever
keep,
we can and
yeah,
get
as
out.
you keep moving forward, every now and then you do see the ghost. It does show up every so often, just kind of very faded and kind of, you know, sort of.
So we know we're going the right way.
Yeah, you definitely seem to be going the right way. Give me one more survival check.
Ron.
And after another about 30 minutes, you guys come out. The Ghouls tunnel twist and turn in the rocks. Actually, that was my tunnels thing. Eventually, the tunnels and their carrion lead way to a widening long tunnel that is revealed in front of you. And let me activate this map, and hopefully I put you guys in here.
Ghoul crevasse.
I did put you guys in here. So you're not necessarily this far forward in the map, don't get me wrong. But I was going to just give you a thing. You come into a spot in the crevasse where you see, as you kind of look around a corner, you can see light filtering down from the top. There's clearly, this is the bottom of a crevasse that leads up at least high enough to get to the surface of the water.
That's a really cool effect. I like that.
That being said, and this is the spot where I had to do this. Switch to, there we go. So I have to manually set up the camera for this one. As you guys kind of look around the corner, you can see into this sort of longer tunnel, a little bit wider tunnel. You guys notice piles of bones and rotting bodies can be found along the length of the crevasse bottom, but little movement can be seen in the faint light until a large creature around 10 feet tall, with tentacles attached at the shoulders, can be seen walking from the far end, seemingly sniffing the water. Around it is two smaller trolls who push ghouls that approach out of the way. As you watch, you notice that approximately around 10 to 15 ghouls, it's hard to tell because they all kind of look the same to you, and two of the troll ghouls and this large troll-like creature seem to be in this series of chambers, halls, whatever you want to call it. Like, you can see that there are some other entryways and exits out from this. As you continue to watch, the large creature seems to stop sniffing and seems to direct the ghouls to various places along the hallway before it then turns, before it and the other two trolls turn and head back the way deeper into the length of this corridor. To the other end of the crevasse, and at this point, you guys finally notice the black obsidian carved steps around an entrance that leads into the cliff wall at the far end of this crevasse, as well as two partially broken statues of what you think are Naga, but with multiple arms and instead of legs, snake-like tails. The two trolls turn near these statues and seem to stand guard in front of the entrance as the large creature walks into it and disappears into the darkness.
Looks like a good place for a fireball.
And we will stop there for this evening. As we
coolness.
plan on for the next one.
So we have to fight 15 ghouls, 2 trolls, and the big guy.
Maybe not all at once, though, if we play it right.
We should do coordinated chill touch, one on each troll to try to hit them both at the same time.
And then the trolls. And then the big guy. So we'll probably summon more ghouls.
Although if we kill the big guy, I bet they all fall down, but that's just hopeful.
Yeah, but he's at the far end. We're probably going to have to fight some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
Yeah, we don't want to take them all at once if we can't help it.
Says you.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, well, you're getting close to the end of this. We'll pick this up again next time, and till then.
Hasta la mañana.